Hello and welcome everyone, I am Pastor Druski, and we're going to be playing Terra Invicta. I like to play family-friendly games, and I hope you will join me for this playthrough. I have played a handful of times with the pre-release 1.0 preview, so not really during the early access to see all of the iterations of the game, but I have played a preview version of this 1.0, so it should be relatively close to what I'm used to. And I'm kind of excited about this. We're gonna play the first few stages of the game. I'm a little bit more familiar with. The last stage, which it takes a long time to get to, I'm not at all familiar with. But we're definitely gonna play a faction I've never played at all, and so that's gonna be exciting as well. So it's good to have you. I hope you will enjoy this time. Mike, good to see you there as well. We are gonna start a brand new game. We're going to do the brand new 2026 scenario as well, which really is not any different from 2022. I had figured they were just going to eliminate 2022 from the list just because it's not the modern, but I think this is just, you've got it, why not have it in the list? We'll do the new 2026. And then we're going to do everything kind of full there. We're also going to change to Project Exodus. I've been curious about this, because what I found, even though the difficulty is kind of low, we're going to set the game difficulty. I don't know if I should set it to veteran or not, but we're going to, just because it says difficulty is low. Here's my reasoning. When I played it on stream before, I played the Resistance and, you know, learned the mechanics, but was definitely not making good choices. I've since come back, played a little more Resistance, moved on to Humanity First, and definitely got better with the prioritization of what to do. So I was colonizing the solar system sooner than most of the factions and all that. But I realized as soon as it came time to start building ships, I had no idea what I was doing yet again. And so yes, I could play that again and do that again and kind of learn on the fly here. Or we could try this, where the goal isn't really to fight at all. The goal is still to go get those resources, but we're getting out of here. That is the goal. We are going to say that our group has decided that we want to go colonize somewhere else. It's getting too crowded around here. So that's the plan. We're going to start our campaign. And I have no idea what we're going to get as far as leaders. Hopefully it's not one that I need to save Xcom or anything like that. So for those who are unfamiliar, Terra Invicta, which by the way just went live today, it is on sale on the Steam store, I think 35% off. Those who are not familiar, this is made by the makers of the mods to Xcom 1 and 2, the Long War mods, which are basically like mandatory. Yeah, oh, maybe we're back. Looked like the game was locking up on me. Anyway, the makers of the game decided to make their own studio, and here we are. What, Pavonis Interactive, is that it? And so they made the Long War mods, which are amazing on Xcom. And this is essentially, like, my favorite part about Xcom was the strategy layer. And essentially that's what this is. It's an entire game built around the strategy layer from that. You have modern day setting, aliens are invading, what is humanity gonna do? I already mentioned our faction in humanity is, we're getting out of here. How do we react? But we also are playing as not directly any one country. We are playing as a ideological faction who is going to influence various countries.
We remember the day the stars answered, the day we learned we were not alone. As a familiar sun rose on an unfamiliar universe, some of us saw wondrous possibility and others existential danger. The astronomers had insisted that the bright streak in the sky was no natural phenomenon. Most of us didn't really believe them until it burned through our atmosphere and crashed in a remote region, leaving only wreckage and uncertainty. In our ignorance, we fractured, taking refuge in our most primal emotions. Each of us saw what we wanted to see. It is disconcerting at first to awaken to an unfamiliar home. To open your eyes and see that everything you knew has changed forever. But unease has long been the price of wisdom. There comes a time when we must accept change, no matter how great. There comes a time when we must all leave home.
Leave home. Chat's saying my voice had cut out. It might have been me pushing the wrong push to talk. So hopefully you guys got some of my little intro. I was talking about how the game is made by the makers of the Xcom and 1 and 2 mods Long War. They've made their own studio, and now we're basically going to play a game that's essentially filling out my favorite part about XCOM, which was the strategy layer. It's a whole game about that strategy layer. So we are playing a faction that is wanting to get off this Earth, out of here. It's getting too crowded. And we're going to do what we can to influence the nations to get the resources we need to do exactly that. We do have an alien vessel. This is how it has begun. An alien vessel has crashed in Sudan. While the wreckage was unrecoverable, we suspect an alien lifeform escaped into the surrounding countryside.
Greetings, Director. The Council has appointed you leader of our organization. I am Khalid Al-Ashkar, your Deputy Administrator. The alien crash landing represents both great opportunity and great danger. As such, we have formed a small group drawn from those with particular expertise in astrophysics, intelligence analysis, and space exploration. We must learn what these creatures are, where they came from, and what they plan to do on Earth.
Alright, so he's recommending we send the counselor to the crash site to investigate as soon as possible. We're going to need more counselors. And we can check our objectives. Okay, investigate the plane crash, or the UFO crash. It's right here. There it is. We're spending boost to maintain our habs. That's right, we have... Oh, it gave us one of the habs. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, so we're spending the boost for that. All right, so I've never played this faction, but what we're going to be doing is we're going to be trying to take over, from the inside, various countries and influence them. And so what we're going to be looking for primarily is going to be places that already have a space program. So for example, you might say, well, let's just go take the US. And they do have a space program. In fact, they are providing a monthly boost amount. This would be amount of launch capability into space of 8. The problem is that it's a very big country that probably already has plenty of other organizations trying to control it. And we would just be a voice of the crowd. We would have to work very hard to try to gain control of that, though it's not outside the realm of possibility. Something I'm a little bit more familiar with was something like South Korea, Japan, trying to work there. My problem there was essentially by working with them, you almost always make China mad at you, and they're right nearby each other. You could also try for another large country like India, which does have a little bit already started and can grow into it. When we first played on my stream before, we were trying for Brazil, and that, we were correct that we were being left alone, but we were very much outside of the realm of everything. Of course, there's plenty to do in Europe as well, which I mostly have been ignoring, but I think I might be giving them a try today. Lywin, thank you for the follow. Glad you're here. All right, so we've got several things to do. We've got our counselor here to start. He already has 62 XP to use up. He is persuasion, investigation, and admin. What else do I have? Nobody? Yeah, we've got, this guy is investigation, security. I'm not so much worried about investigation, security just yet. What we need is persuasion, and then ideally some science. But we don't seem to have anyone to start with that very much. We do have a little bit of money, a little bit of influence extra coming in on both of them. Not much to write home from. Influence is another important resource to start with. Let's go USSR, says Adasha. It's possible doing that too. Let's see what's available to us. Because, for example, if you were to get somebody who has a decent persuasion, but is from a large country like China, and then maybe they have a... so family ties, +1 persuasion while in home nation. So if I were to go to China with this guy, he would actually count as an 8, and that sort of thing. So you could potentially find somebody who's like a celebrity in their home country. Lewin asks, which large country is my first target? I have not thoroughly discussed it. We were actually just talking about possibilities. In the past, I have played my very first game. I knew I was going to be left in the dust, so I tried for Brazil, and I eventually got it, but realized it really wasn't worth going for. And so since then, as I've been learning the game, what I've been really doing is I've been focused on East Asia. I've been getting Korea, Japan, Taiwan, Thailand, and things, and there's a lot of population to be had there, and a lot of boost and things to be had. But at the end of the day, I was basically blocked by not being by befriending everyone that is rivaling with China. So if I look at China and it has all these rivals, I was essentially friends with everybody that they rival with, and that blocked me out from ever getting China or anyone else. And the goal there was to get China. I played several games solo trying to do that, and I realized that's just not how you're going to be able to go about it. Now, I could still probably make something like this happen going for East Asia, but it'd just be minus China. I've not tried for the US, I've not tried for Europe. What's Norway's stats? Stats, asks River. So, Norway, good question. Norway, you know, it's got a little bit of GDP here. So if we were to compare that with, like, say, Germany, where you got 4 trillion GDP, you got, you know, 450 billion here. It's there. It's present. It is an oil region, so it does get a bonus to economy. Which usually starts in US. So the thought is, if you start with something like the US, it's really, I'm guessing, you're starting around the US. Like you're picking up Canada or Mexico, and then working your way inwards into it, which I've not successfully done. I really haven't successfully gained control of any major country. What I did do was pretty successfully use leverage like Japan, South Korea for the early boosts that they had to get out there and get a foothold before anyone else. So I've managed to do that. So I'm kind of looking at something like Europe this time around. Canada first for you when you would go for the US. Yeah, that was my thinking on how you would go about it. Like we could form the EU. I've never done it. The big one though is, do we have anyone that we can recruit that would give us a edge in something like that? So for example, again, here's from somebody from India. They are, I'm looking for if they have you know, they're not necessarily a you know, a celebrity or something like that, where they get plus multiple to influence to their home country or something. But this guy's kind of neat with the 10 research to start. Now again, he has science. Like this would be a great scientist to have, but we also need to make sure that we have some significant persuasion. I'm not seeing anyone that's blowing my mind on the persuasion stat. But I would like to have this guy. So he only costs 30. We could potentially pick him up second if we can find a 30 cost. This guy's a 120, and he's persuasion 7. This guy's a 60. With 7 as well. Build state institutions to ensure people's rights are respected. To government priority. Okay, so that's the priority splitting up of your resources on a country. Lone Wolf, I'm not really a fan of losing out on administration. I found out you really need a lot of administration points later on. +1 persuasion in nations where the unity is at least 6. Gives a little money. This is not terrible, but also not really groundbreaking. He is in Mexico, from Mexico, so potentially there's an upgrade to be had that will give us Mexico faster, but that's, I think we would not have any issue collecting Mexico. We already have guys that are specializing in investigation and security. It is nice to have somebody who's from a major country like the US or China or Russia or something like that, because a lot of the organizations need you to have somebody from there. This guy's from the US and his government. So this would mean we'd have a lot of organizations that are later on. But with this cost, he would be a much later pickup, and he'd probably be re-rolled before we actually get the opportunity. So I'm not really feeling that either. We already looked at this guy. Again, the 7s on persuasion is kind of disappointing for us to find. Picking up this guy, other than the 7 on persuasion, he's got nothing else going here. He's persuasion in home nation, but that's if we were to manage to get China. Seems impossible. So I'm probably not going to try that. If I weren't streaming, this would probably be a restart, just to get somebody with a persuasion of like 8 or 9 and maybe some other stats to go with it. As it stands, our current guy is probably our best persuader. So government demanding, and this one hurts too because every time we get a critical fail, he loses loyalty, and we're going to get a few of those. This is nice with the 8.5 influence, but costing 120 to begin with means we're just not getting anyone for a while. Takes like 20 seconds to restart. I know, but it feels bad. It feels bad. And I do really like... Who was our scientist guy that we had at the start there? I clicked him randomly right off the bat. Was it this guy? No. This guy. I like this guy. Now, he does bring in some influence. So what I could potentially do is pick this guy up and then just rely on our 6 persuasion here, upgrade him to be my main persuader, and we're just not going to be able to get one of the big countries immediately. Forgetting what that symbol is. It's been a minute. So this gives +1 persuasion to the guy. I could pick this up and get +1 persuasion and +1 influence. Hey Zerg! 40 minutes with really bad guys. So like the only thing is whichever guy. This guy is actually, I think, pretty good to start. But I think we could. Persuasion is such an important thing. You just kind of need it. Maybe we'll give it a restart. But the thing is, we really can't do a lot of that. We can't do a lot of that. It would have been nice had I not just come home straight from work. It would have been nice to already have a map that I would have, you know, been able to just start up and go. Veteran is probably a mistake. What happened? We're just gonna see if we can get some better guys. That was pretty rough on the finding somebody to start off the game with. It was essentially like not letting the starting location, but the locations are all the same. It's the characters you start with. And so the characters I was starting with were not conducive. Yeah, we get to choose wherever we start. But if you want to get a better place, you need to have a guy with a specific stat, and that stat is persuasion. And we didn't have anyone higher than 7 available to us. And I think all the 7s were also of a higher cost. Like basically we were going to get a 6. And we're looking for somebody like 9 or 10. Okay, I'm going to try that. Ezekiel Rage. Okay, Ezekiel Rage. Hello. Glad to have you. Thank you for the follow. I think it does take longer than 20 seconds to start over.
We remember that.
All right, the UFO this time has crashed in Jordan, so surely the Middle East will be even more volatile. All right, so our starting guys. Whoa, we've got a lot of research already here. We've got our scientist, from the US. That could be very valuable to us. Also, extra persuasion in nations where the learning stat, I forget what it's actually called, is 6 or less. So some of the more rural nations we get to pick up earlier. Not only does he bring in science, he gives extra research rate to materials. He brings some extra cash. And the knowledge priority. So we like him a lot. We like him a lot. This is a good start. More money and research. Okay, investigation in home nation, but Nigeria, probably not spending a lot of time there. It is a nice administration stat and command. So this is going to actually mean a lot of our control points at some point. These. So this will be my admin person, probably. Might start off with, if we can find somebody else to be persuasion, then I can dedicate admin right at the beginning. She does have control nation to start with. Inspire is good as well. That'll make sure our people stay loyal. So those are who we're starting with. Who can we pick up? A 2, a 1. There's a 7. All right, what's our 7 look like? From Ethiopia, you cost 120, but we are gaining 24. We could maybe swing that. It'll be a few months before we can pick him up. Government, which is actually nice to have. -1 loyalty for every crewed hab belonging to the faction that's destroyed. Let's not let them get destroyed then. Our kids are leering. Yes. Yes. Okay, a little extra money, a little extra influence. Also persuasion where it is 6 or less, and persuasion where the unity is 4 or less. So we could really pick up some of those associated type places. Cannot perform missions in nations with instability of 6.0 or higher. Interesting, interesting. I don't know what that would, whom that would be, but there you go. So this might just be our guy, and we'd have, if so, we'd have to wait several months to pick him up. Okay, engineering projects +1, that is quite tempting. Also, it's only 30 cost. Every time you roll a critical failure, minus loyalty. And the loyalty is already low. Another minus loyalty for every crewed, yeah, if they explode out, which I've never had happen, but I don't want to see what it happens. There's the monthly engineering project. Research projects triggered by 10%. Okay, probably not this guy. You have no stats. I guess it's espionage. So you're a spy. Got a professor who also brings some research, but we've already kind of got that going for us. Here is a rich megastar who refuses to go to space. From the UK? This is just a lot of resources to start the game with, but what will you bring after that? We could have you be an admin person. Mid-game, this is no money at all. Like, this is almost meaningless, but early game it's helpful. So it's kind of like I got to plan what are your upgrades going to be. Like, I would potentially pick you up. For 30 costs, I could absolutely pick this person up right now and then get the influence paid back. No problem. Persuasion 5 is really bad. But again, this would be another administration person. A lot of people pick evangelists or celebrities as starting counselors. Okay, so yeah, you're looking at these guys, and with your starting XP, is what you're saying? So like potentially this person, and we would say, you know, evangelist or celebrity. Yeah, I could see that, but we don't actually choose that either unless I just restart a bunch. And I'm okay with what we have. It's just gonna be tough, isn't it? It's gonna be tough. I'll do the level in a second. This is just a lot of stats I'm looking at here. Like that's pretty tempting to pick up. And then administration is not bad. Like I do want to have a lot of administration by the end, assuming we can get a lot of controls. Nothing standing out here to me on this one. You are a spy. I can see that. And this would it would be useful mid-game. But not somebody I'm picking up right now. Now this guy does give an influence or a ops income, which would be quite nice too. But again, it's not something I need right away. We decided against you, so I think I am just gonna pick up the star. Who is our superstar? You, the tech mogul. You can pick the professions. Was it something other than what I had clicked on there, Doxson? I do think I'm going to pick this up. Just, we can even dismiss her later, but I think this is just... We're making $3, it's going to change to 24. Like, that's just a huge... So, augment, I know I can add these, but I don't see a whole long list of things. Like, there's no evangelist or celebrity here. And it might be because of their starting traits. Because customize is just their looks. Profession any? Oh, that's just, again, the looks accordingly. Yeah, so I'm just seeing them here. The professions, like professor. Well, I don't actually know how to change that. Like, I see officer here. Do I have any control over that? Or is that just a restart until you get them? And I'm totally fine with, I get it that it would be to my advantage to restart till I get them, but I'm not going to do that on stream. So, like, I'm fine with this start here, since we've got research, we've got influence, we've got money. It's going to give us at least something going. When you start the game, you can specify where you start. I didn't even see that! Okay. I didn't know that was a thing. We're gonna stay with these, but I appreciate that. My next game, we'll pick. So. Yeah, good admin makes up the other weaknesses. I agree, and so... Like, this... Which one? Yeah, because you're going to be home... Like, I'm going to actually level his science as opposed to leveling. So this is going to be my persuader. Even though you start with 6 admin. My new person here that we just picked up, that's my admin. Right? Just because the 1 point difference here on that. And you've got... Oh, who was it? Was it this guy? Oh, yeah, it is this guy. He does have the extra persuasion and a couple of different things. Both this... And the... Or maybe I'm confusing with the other game. I thought we had somebody who had like 2 different ways to improve it, but I guess it's just the one. And you're even worse on persuasion. So, yeah, well, that's plan A. Your persuasion... Actually, no, we were going to recruit the 120, right? This guy was going to become our persuasion. When we get the chance. Firebrand. And then the... Yeah, +2 persuasion and +2 for when the knowledge is 6 or less, or unity is 4 or less. So... He can potentially pick up lower ones, but I don't know for sure if I really want him. It's just it's a 7, and that's more than what I have. Potentially, I could pick up the 6. That's a quick learner for half the cost. Plus persuasion when government is at least 6. Which I think is all of, like, Europe and stuff. I'm considering going to Europe. But we'll have a second to think about that. Now we need to think about where we're going. So I've not done Europe at all, and I don't have anyone that's going to stand out at doing Europe. So if I really do want to get something like Europe, you got to get France, Germany. Apparently we have supporters in Switzerland, so maybe that's where we start, because getting an adjacency bonus would help a lot. So it's saying we got supporters in Switzerland. Oh yeah, there's our yellow project Exodus.
Ready.
At your service.
Now Switzerland has
I'm here.
I want to see the... Yeah, there's the democracy stat, there's the advanced. So our person who was it you?
Standing by for orders.
Yeah, 62% there in Switzerland. So that's kind of a no-brainer if we decide that it's going to be Europe. And I'm okay with that, because I've literally never tried it. We also can pick up Austria. And between the two of them, we might be able to get Germany relatively soon. Relatively. But I'm okay with that. Let's go and actually look at our upgrades. So I said that this was going to be not my admin, this is my persuasion person, right? Because you are going to be admin. Just checking to see if there's anything worthy. This would be nice to have, but I think we're gonna stay the course on the start of the game here. Because you're really not much, you're not going to be a scientist for me. Having a flat amount is nice and all, but you're not going to run science. So I'm going to pick up persuasion. This person is going to be admin. Can we get any extra admin from elsewhere? Oh, we can remove Earthbound. That's right, we can remove it. Or we could save up points and become a billionaire. National... Oh! +3 persuasion in the UK. But that'll only get me up to 8. I think by the time we get the influence and stuff that we're willing to spend on that, we'll already have over 8 with our main person. 8's not much to begin with. So I'm not worried about that. I think it's just going to be more admin. Or we save it for a billionaire. I might do that because I don't need the admin just yet. I'll save it for billionaire because that'll be fun. And then you are probably going to be my scientist. I might even do this. So we're getting 5. This would only increase by another 5 and then get the materials to 25%. But I don't necessarily need the science stat just yet, and this we'd be using from the beginning. I don't know if it's actually a good thing to do, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Alright, and then I decided you're going to be saving up. So, we're set. You are going to control Switzerland. And 70%, I might roll with that, because if we're going to have the other people trying to do anything else...
Your orders?
Let's see, with 6, how much does it take for you to do Switzerland? Okay, 62, so I might have...
Acknowledged.
These other guys, you are my weakest, so 39... 45. I don't want to go crazy and go off into, like, the Baltics. Like, I don't want to go down here, even though we can pick it up. Because I've learned about the admin points, our problem. I will try to get Norway, though. Just because it is viewer requested. I won't necessarily be able to get it right now, and we won't be able to spend the influence to do it. 16 is a king's ransom right now. So this person might just be my person to go and check out the UFO crash site. Just do that early. Control nation, no, it's going to be... investigate.
Will recon the site.
Ready. Your orders?
At your service.
So my slightly weaker guy is going to go to
Bringing
here.
them to our side.
Slightly stronger.
Ready to go.
Go to Austria. We're trying to surround Germany to get bonus points. Now I could potentially go to Belgium, 35% in Belgium, because that would let me also be touching France. Yeah, I like that. What sort of percentage can we get? 67. That's pushing our luck, isn't it? We did get a whole bunch of influence. I'm gonna do this.
Bringing them to our side.
I'm gonna do it. So this way we can potentially get France early on too. We at least have options. From every game I've seen, this whole place gets gobbled up so fast. So fast. So I need to try to make sure I'm laser focused on getting one of the two of these. Alright. We also have a station. So we start with the, how do I pronounce this? Tiangong station. It's got a solar panel to generate some energy, and it has open slots for us to start doing some early science labs once we get some boost, which means if we can manage to get one of these countries that has some boost, the EU generates a little bit. It's mostly coming from France here, isn't it? Yeah, so France is kind of the priority over Germany even. Alright. Alright, yeah, it'll have to be France. We need to get the boost. Baby Druski visiting. Alright. Confirming the assignments. Letting time roll. And we're going to find out very quickly where everyone else is going to be. You can see our space station as well as the ISS doing their loop-de-loops. Also, I probably should pause and set what I'm going to research. Yeah, because right now it's doing just the influence boost. Money, or we can change our capacity, and I think what I'll do is either the operations, which we don't have any income of, or I'll just start researching this and then change it out as soon as we get the next thing. Like, we're not getting 1,500, but we know we'll need this. Might do this one. I feel like with close proximity, we're going to need ops. Alright, all of our science is going here at the moment. Mission to space. Some of these, whoever researches it first or most gets an extra bonus, and I want to make sure that that's us. And our goal is going to be to get, like, spaceship tech. We want to leave. I roll 2267. Yes, 1.0 came out today. Today, and it's on sale as well. So I am a new player. I've not been playing it over the last 3 years that it's been out for. But I enjoy the genre, and I enjoy a challenge, so here we are. I'm also deciding on, do I want to split my research up any for some of these other categories? I'm kind of not wanting to, even though we do want to have the control over the tech tree. I'm going to keep it all here for the moment. I feel pretty good about our starting science amount, because we can actually get some stuff done. But we're not going to have, like, Japan, Korea for science. I was spoiled with those my last playthrough. I've never played in Europe, but I do know that they all tend to be gobbled up very quickly. So the Security Council has met. The hoped-for show of international unity did not materialize, with China, Russia, and the US accusing each other of hiding knowledge about the alien crash and preventing full access to the site. We have an opportunity to shape events to our advantage, even make our case directly to the nations of the world. Our case being, let's get out of here. I'm sure lots of people will agree. With the eyes of the world on those meetings, the Councilor's risk of exposure to our enemies is extremely high. I can remain in the shadows, gain some ops. I can quietly steer support towards my project, gain some influence and some ops, and get a small public opinion boost. But people will get some information about us in general. Or I can deliver our manifesto to the world, get a ton of influence and a large public opinion boost, but a great deal of information. Now, I have no idea what a great deal of information means, but the last couple times I've played, I've not had to really deal with offensive enemy spies. I haven't really suffered. Maybe that's because I was a non-factor and I wasn't a threat. But I feel like if I can get the public opinion boost, especially in a highly contested zone like I am with Europe, it'll give me maybe an edge to convince the nations, which when I feel like I don't have any persuasion, I feel like this is a major problem.
Every circumstance is an opportunity. Our test is to recognize and seize it.
All right, so we've met the initiative. These are the kind of black marketeers, right? Like they want to leverage this situation to their advantage.
They are here.
We've met the servants. They want to welcome the aliens here.
Saviors, and all who oppose them are enemies of the future.
We don't necessarily have to be enemies of the servants. They basically will be the tools of the enemies to influence this world. They worship the aliens. We don't necessarily have to be their enemies so long as they don't let the aliens conquer the world before we can leave it, right? So
Our only hope is to understand what the aliens want with us and determine how to satisfy them without losing our independence.
the Protectorate wants to fight the aliens, but only so far as to, yeah, as he just said, to stay independent. Basically to come to a ceasefire. Not necessarily to beat them all back and defeat them entirely, maybe just to find a parity with them. So there you have it. We met a few of the other groups. So the guys that have the little, the characters here are the ones we've met. We could start doing some intelligence gaining and things about them. Looks like, I'm guessing that because we have this info, I'm guessing that they had the same event and they also perhaps shared some info with the world. Maybe that's what's going on there. Maybe that's how we met these three, is these two gave a little bit of information and this one gave a lot. But if that's the case, then I don't mind that much. We now have, in fact, nationally, internationally, globally, Project Exodus is now second most popular in the world. I didn't check before that UN meeting, but it's gone up a little bit. So France now has at least a respectable amount here. Project Exodus 10%, Germany 8%. We got a long ways to go. I'll probably still be trying to pick up the smaller countries around. I just can't wait all that long to do it. Oh, our percentages just went up. Remember how we were like high 60s, high 70s? Now we're, 70s and 80s because of the popularity. I could have potentially done a popularity boost on one of these two, but our other counselors, that's just not their thing. They're not good at it. Need to select our management team. Our internal management team to help oversee our affairs. So we're going to have either our monthly influence increased by 3, our research increased by 15, just gain a flat amount of ops, or get our monthly income, money income. Now, even though this is like a what, 40% increase in money. I feel like money is the easiest thing to come by. The influence, this is because we have such a large amount. This is normally a fair amount on some of the other runs. This is a good amount, but because we have such a good head start here, I'm not feeling that. I think instead I'm gonna go scientists. Now I could go for the ops, but I don't tend to be very offensive towards the other player, which is why I'm playing this Project Exodus. I'm like, let everyone do their own thing. I'm out of here. Is the whole play. So we're gonna go for the scientists. We just need to get out of here.
Recon complete.
All right. Small bonus to our xenology research going forward.
An amazing turn of events, Director. Let us hope they have come in peace.
Okay, we've been able to gather some debris from the crash site. Our scientists are eager to begin research. So we got a little bit of science, a little bit of influence. Now our next objective, to research alien signatures. Scattering of alien debris will hopefully enable us to begin the long, slow process of understanding the alien technology. We should begin research immediately. So we have a new project when it becomes available. It is now available. So this is our next project that we'll do after I'm done with that research. We're going to open up our research and see. Yeah, we're 33 out of 100. I could just switch because you keep your progress. Because there's the 2 from the first day. Like this is just 25. I'm just going to pick that up. Easy peasy.
Our supporters are in place.
Okay, we got to the first point in Switzerland.
We've got our people in.
And our first point in Belgium. Very nice. All right. That means we can begin. Oh, of course, the resistance is here too. Wow, everybody had the same idea. Okay. So we've got the resistance and we've got the academy, both in these 2 places. We probably know who's also eyeballing Europe at this point. So, faction control. We'll see. Now, whoever gets the next point will control the country, is how that's going to work. My default settings here have us doing some founding of a space program and whatnot. I don't know, on a smaller country, I don't know if I want to bother founding space programs. Maybe I should be. I just don't know. It just seems like it takes absolutely forever to get it done, and just feels like it's not necessarily worth it. So the part that I can control, I'm only controlling. Technically, we're controlling what? The legislature. So the academy owns the media. We've got the legislature, and we're going to cut funding to the space program here, and the military. We just want unity. We want economy. We want knowledge. Government, I don't know if we necessarily need that. That's the flawed democracy. We can make that improve to a full democracy at some point. It's going to be increasing on its own pretty well. Is that the right choices? I don't know. That's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to do pretty much the same thing over here, I think, as well. Although this reminds me, why does it say that I can get boost and mission control? Oh, it's because it's in the EU, isn't it? This one's not. But because this one is in the EU, I see. I can actually get boost and mission control because the EU already has a space program. So potentially, I don't have to found a space program, but potentially I could leave these going and get something out of it. Not a lot, because the EU contribution is 0.01. Fine, I'll do it anyway. But we're not going to found a space program here. This has full democracy, so I don't think I need to add to government at all. Hey, Videv! .1, what was our 1.6? So you probably need the environment. priority for our control points. I don't like that much. I don't really need him for the money or the influence. At this point, I want just raw stats, and I wanted somebody who could potentially get France to join me. Just not anybody here. Plus, you're expensive. I could get anyone else, though. Get another scientist. How is Norway in this game? It's there. It is present. We'll try to pick it up just for you. I could, speaking of picking up people, I could potentially get a spy, but I don't really have much intent to use it, so I might just not. What's the one that increases the nation's like the persuasion for the nation there, right? Like, it's not control, that's just taking one over. There's one that basically influences their opinion of me. Make sure I've got that on somebody. Also, I don't have anyone that can do crackdown. That's actually really important, isn't it? It's really important. Space asset as well. So this guy we might still be doing this guy. Diplomat. The crackdown again. Public campaign. I do have one person that can do public campaign. But this will let me get 2. This guy also can do crackdown. Not allowed to inspire. Purge. Yeah, I might just need this. Having crackdown and purge. Although you kind of want to have those on 2 separate guys, but I don't have anyone who can do purge either. So if we're gonna be in any way taking some of the stuff from our neighbors, I'll need somebody like this. So maybe I do. Maybe I do pick this guy up because he's got the investigation stat and the espionage stat for both of those. Like potentially we could get purge and crackdown from our guy here. And he has slightly higher persuasion for the start of the game, but he also costs a bunch. Although I'm getting close, aren't I? But I'm looking at those 2, essentially, to get a combo of crackdown and purge, because we have neither. So what happens is crackdown is going to disable the defenses of another faction's control point, and then purge will take it over. So you can, what's neat though is crackdown is a faster operation than purge, so you can send both of them to the same country, crack it down, and then purge it the same round. Yeah, I think the higher cost guy, just because I can also use the persuasion sooner, is more important to me. He also brings at least a few resources to the table. But it'd be nice to get our spy as well. The way we're going to do that is we'll have to develop the clandestine cells project for our 5th counselor, or we can capture somebody, which I've never managed to do. But this is the one I'm primarily added to my group with. So we're gonna let the week end, get our 120. Although, hold on, real quick, before we go crazy. Forgot, there are organizations we could look at. Ooh. I can get a monthly ops income. If we're gonna if we're actually thinking about being spies with our neighbors, we're gonna need ops, and this would even give that espionage stat. That's gonna give me a monthly income of it. It's gonna cost half my my money, but that's okay. We can manage that. He also gives sabotage facilities. This one will give extract a counselor, protect a target. It will cost a monthly gold income. I'm going to say gold instead of money. It also gives ops 1, whereas this gives 2. And a security to our person. Sabotage project and +1 science. We would just go for this one instead. Some basic monthly income, some science. Not a huge deal, not a huge deal. Yeah, they might not stay in the pool. Exactly. So I'm taking a risk based on which one we pick. It is a risk. Now, different characters have different abilities. Like, you know, if we've got somebody that needs government or whatever, or needs to be a spy or something, potentially we could get one of these other ones. But I think these other ones are just locked out because I don't have the money for it. So potentially, for example, I could save up, not spend a bunch, and in 1 or 2 months I could pick up this thing and get an income boost of 33, which right now is a huge amount. Late game or mid game, that's not anything, but that would give me quite the money start. Similarly, we could get a bunch of science from this one, but needs 400. So these are all great to have, and this is one of the reasons why you want to have administration. Administration is going to allow you to have more points for organizations. So that's, see the 1-star, 2-star? That's how many points these things are going to cost somebody to have. So this is nice, but not required right now. I would like for this to stay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to save up for the 33, and then this will bankroll everything else. That's what I'm thinking about. Wow. And this is amazing, by the way. The extra 3 admin means that this more than pays for itself as far as space-wise. It also gives the engineering project, so I can have another science thing going at the same time. Like, this is incredible. We need to get this one as well. But again, it is going to mean some money. So the new week should start once this day rolls over. Oh, and by the way, I haven't actually fully, like, explained the game, have I? I'm sorry. For anyone who's just joined, right, you know, you've already seen we're trying to take over Europe. There's other power plays happening around the world. I'm not even sure where yet. I've got it set to faction control, but nobody has had enough time to fully control a zone, unless you are North Korea. Yes, so the resistance has North Korea. So there's zones to control, and there's different things that you can do once you have control of them. For example, you can get money, you can get science, you can dedicate for that, you can develop the country, you can just be a benevolent ruler and have them, you know, lower inequality and help with the environment and all these different things. Or you can help them build spaceships, which is what we want, because we want to leave. We want to get out of, off this planet. We want to leave, and in fact, to do that, we're going to need to gain more resources. We're going to need to go and colonize the moon and beyond. We're going to need to colonize other planets as well. So you can see here, there's Mercury, there's Venus, there's Mars in the top part of your screen there. And so there's going to be goals to colonize it. And oh wait, every one of these asteroids we can colonize and put a mining base on. And the solar system expands. There's Jupiter, Saturn. They all have moons. They have their own solar, like not solar systems, but planetary systems with their own moons that you can then colonize. So we're going to be sending probes out to these things. We're going to be building bases on them. We're going to be building mining platforms and all of that. And in the Kuiper Belt, which I mistakenly last time I streamed this, I was thinking that these were just like planets representing planets on nearby star systems. No, these are names, actual names of asteroids in the, for those who might not be aware, we have a second asteroid belt. It's the Kuiper Belt. It's outside the orbit of Pluto, which is, I think don't they say that that's just like one of the big ones in the Kuiper Belt or something, because it's no longer a planet. Very sad. Anyway, as the story goes, the alien invaders, or maybe they come in peace, I don't know, maybe they're nice, they could be nice aliens, we don't care because we're getting out of here. They have a base on one of these, it's unknown which, and as we're playing our game, they are playing their game, and they are expanding their bases, and they are moving ever inward, ever more close to Earth. And if we were so inclined, we could end up building, with all the resources from these mining operations, we could build fleets, and the game becomes like an RTS space battle simulator eventually. I've not gotten that far. Pluto will always be a planet. Snuggling says this is massive. It is. It is massive. I do enjoy this beginning stages. I'm still on the fence how I feel about the end because it's going to be so much to learn. You end up designing your own ships. Ship construction. I don't know if I can actually design it yet because I don't have anything yet. Construct a new ship maybe? Nope. I can't show you guys because I don't have any technology to put on the thing. But you could design all like the attributes of your ships, different classes, different roles for ships, and have a whole fleet of them, have a whole bunch of different types. And so there's a lot going on. There's a whole lot going on. This is a grand strategy, my friends. It's a nice rule of the world game with space mining and space combat to make it 100 times more. Yeah, exactly. 100 times more complex. Yeah, I do need the extra help on the outside, like on how to design the ships and things. So basically, I have a game that got that far, and I was like, I'm good. I'm good. Okay. Oh, no, I don't want to confirm. Oh, no.
Reporting in.
We're not ready to confirm our assignments just yet. So, clearly we're going to be in a race to capture both of these, and I don't know how it gets determined who gets what. But we're certainly going to try. Yeah, Vidiv, I'm with you. It does seem really cool that the game goes from like all the ways down here, like controlling the media on a tiny little country, and then you end up like conquering the whole solar system, right? It's a really cool concept. Okay, so we're going to control nation. And this is kind of an important one because we're in a race. I am going to give it that extra bit of influence, I think.
Establishing our presence.
At your service.
I don't want to do the extra 8 there. Oh, it's so painful. But I guess we do have the income, and there's no room for error. We've got to pick these things up.
What's the op?
Ready for orders.
Where do you need me?
Now, I could do a public campaign here to maybe help out a bit. Or we can start doing public campaigns in, like, France, just to get rolling on that. Throw a little bit of money at it. Since I only got 20, I don't want to throw any money at it. What else can you do? Yeah, so every faction, good question there, Christian. Every faction has their own goal. Our faction's goal as Project Exodus, our faction is to build a colony ship and get out of here. That is going to be our goal, is to escape the conflict, not to conquer the enemies, which we could have picked a faction to do that. Or we could have picked a faction to join them. But and several other in between. But we're going to instead focus on ourselves and just let's get out of here. Let everyone do their own thing. I do have knowledge of this guy, but I don't necessarily need to start a fight with them. Team run away. Yep. Boldly run away. Now, I could have you over here. Nobody's paying attention to Austria. I could pick up something like Austria. That'll help me out with my Germany conquests. No, not really able to get Spain. Probably not anything in Italy. Nope. But Austria's reasonable for this. Alternatively, we could just go for a 39 or 50% chance. I don't want to use the money up because I'm trying to save to get that organization. I need like 240, whatever it was. And that's a month. We're getting 24 a month. If I spend 10 right now, we're not getting it anytime soon. I could run at the 40% chance. It's bad, but we could try it. Or we just go ahead and pick up a point in Austria, which will help out in Germany eventually. I think that might be my goal. Oh, this is still a public campaign. Hold on. 49% in Austria. Not nearly as good, but we could try it. Not too bad. Not too bad.
Putting our people in place.
I don't know how much of the cap points this is going to take by picking that up, but Austria is part of the EU, and so that, I'm assuming, plays a role. But I'm not committing nearly as much to those. Servants is a completely different game. I imagine so. I've not played it yet, but I imagine so. Growing realization that we are not the sole sapient species in the universe is causing many to see their fellow humans in a new light, leading to hopes that we can overcome our capacity for strife to address the alien arrival as one people. Yes, let's try to set aside our differences and go forward together. All nations gain a cohesion. I'm sure it'll last.
We will not obstruct your Exodus as much as we might disapprove.
Disapprove it. Okay. For a non-aggression... Hold on. For a non-aggression pact... by the way, we're playing on veteran difficulties, so... probably unjustifiably so, but we are playing on it. They just want me to leave them alone. And they're offering a non-aggression pact and a low-level, but nonetheless free organization. It'll give me an extra science point. It'll give me 17 science rate. That's a 17% higher science rate than I currently have. And 5% more information science research for somebody when I wanted to just leave everyone alone anyway. Yeah, these will be my friends. Now, we need to go and assign that to our scientist. Has even more science. Eventually, we're going to assign him to my lead science nation, and that science stat will improve the... Yeah, I'll just have to be nice to him, I guess. Now, it is costing me a little bit to assign it, sadly, but it'll have to. Now, as far as our neighbors go, it wasn't... Yeah, it's the Academy and the Resistance that are our neighbors. So far. I mean, it's only been 1 week. So far, those are our neighbors. We are probably going to be less friendly with them. Though I don't really know how to be all that aggressive. So hopefully we can just win out on these races and win everywhere else. And then they can go somewhere else. So that I can go somewhere else. Right now, most of it's going to be all about our counselors and like science and things that we're getting at the start. The game, we're not producing any spaceships and everything yet, but I'm going to keep the speed relatively high in order to try to get to that point. We don't have any way to get into space just yet, really. Okay, we took Switzerland. We have the executive branch of Switzerland under our control. And Switzerland is actually very fitting, isn't it? Right? Like, we're trying to ignore everyone else, leave us alone. Like, that seems very fitting, that Switzerland be our capital. Okay, so we have that. We don't yet know what's going to happen with Belgium. It's Belgium-Luxembourg. I didn't realize that they put them together. We got Switzerland. So I'm going to just click this, and that'll match our output there. That should increase our... Yeah, we're getting 22 science out of the nation. And we completed our alien signatures project. There's no doubt extraterrestrial life has touched down on Earth. The many questions we have regarding its origin, its species, and its intent will have to wait. All that matters now is finding it. By cross-referencing reports of unusual events in the vicinity of the landing site with similar data from our own global intelligence network, we have developed a tracking system able to reliably identify disappearances most likely resulting from alien activity. So, it allows factions to detect alien abductions on Earth.
We did not learn much, Director, but we have many prospects for future discovery.
Okay, unfortunately the samples we acquired were too small and limited to give us any real understanding of the alien spacecraft, though it has left us with tantalizing clues. In other news, an alien survived the crash and has moved into nearby wilderness territory. Oddly, we are receiving reports of disappearances in nearby communities. Yes, very odd. And yet, as yet, we have no explanation as to why. Okay, we need to do a surveil location mission in that region. And we need to research Skywatch and Deep System Skywatch Global Technologies, and then Alien Origin Project. Skywatch is already being researched at the moment. We have seen a fascinating result. A minority of the debris is unidentifiable and may well have come from an extrasolar source. The majority of the material is comprised of elements that appear to have been extracted from distant bodies within our own solar system. Evidence suggests that this ship was assembled within Sol's orbit. We should make it a priority to investigate further. New objective? Salvage alien technology. Whatever path we choose, we will need a better understanding of the aliens' technology. It does not appear as though the aliens will willingly hand over a working sample. It appears our only option is to take one by force. So we need to either engage one of the following alien assets, a facility, landed UFO, orbital habitat, warship, or army, and then research the alien technology project when it becomes available. That'll be a little while from now. If I want a neutral country, I should pick up Sweden. I mean, Sweden and Switzerland, it's a match made in heaven. There's our Skywatch. What I might do is I might give this 3 and go ahead and put 1 in each. So this is a percentage base. This puts 50% of our science here, 17 on each of those. So at least we're saying that we're contributing. We're about to find out about Belgium. We got it. We got it. Excellent. Now, hopefully that doesn't mean that they just kind of ignored it and went for the big boys. It does not look like that. So nobody's taken any of the big ones yet, but we're going to have to throw everything we got in getting them.
Our supporters are in place.
Oh, and I kind of forgot about Austria. So there it is. We got Austria. But I need to be careful. This is already 40 now of our points, and these are none of the major players. So we need to be careful. Doing a lot of political balancing? Yes. So we're going to be gaining supporters and assets. Yeah. So we're going to, one of our big things we're going to do next is we're really going to try to push public opinion in France and Germany. In order to gain the countries, right? The question is, which one first? It looks like France has a higher starting point in public opinion. Germany has Austria touching it now as well, so we have 3 control points adjacent to it. I'm leaning towards France because they're actually producing boost. And that's that's all important. To be able to have an income of boost is all important. So I'm leaning towards France right now, if possible. Okay, so next week. New organizations have shown up. Could be a problem because I don't want to necessarily lose out on the old ones, which I think we just did. Did we lose all of them? Not all of them, but we lost enough of them to be very sad. Because I wanted the 2 ops. I wanted all of it. I wanted all of it. We're not getting any of it, but I wanted all of it. This one is still available. It's quite nice. No, it's not this one. This is a different one. We had one that gave 3 admin points. Yeah, all of I thought only like 2 or 3 swap out each time. This one looks like just about all of them swapped. That is very sad. Very sad. None of them give boost either. So we do still have that slot on the council. We were still thinking about this guy, right? And this guy next. Problem is I've been spending the points. Pick this guy up right now, and then we'd have the ability to purge. He's not bringing anything as far as options that this guy doesn't bring. This guy's way more. Like, I might not be assassinating things anytime soon, but he has the options. Still, this guy at least has some admin. This guy doesn't. Although command counts for these as well. Eight and 7, and yeah, he has no espionage. I'm gonna pick this guy up. I don't want to lose out on this. I want to have the investigation and espionage. So I don't want to lose it. Okay.
Ready for my mission.
So yeah, you got a whole bunch more missions down here now. All right. So what is our best?
Ready for orders.
You're our best chance to gain France 13%. If we were to spend our remaining influence, we can jump that up to 46, which is a coin flip, and potentially throw people to increase the popularity. Like, we could do it, but spending 16 influence right off the bat. Although if we could just get in there, get our foot in the door. How's it look in Germany? A little bit worse. And I don't feel like I can afford to start throwing around and picking up Italy now that we've already committed there. Like, I think I'm okay with trying this and throwing pretty much everyone else into convincing it to join. We might also pick up another point in Austria, but we did 46%.
Establishing our presence.
Standing
You
by.
can't do the improvement. You can.
Acknowledged.
You're bad at it.
Reporting in.
66% public without spending any money, because we're trying to save up there too still.
I will try to sway the public.
45.
I
Fine.
will tell our story.
And then
What's
you
the odds?
go over here. What do we think? It should, if we can get one or even both of those public opinion boosts to trigger first, not just trigger, but succeed, we should at least get up to 50%, I would say, on the odds to convince them. The downside is that we're spending 16 influence. Now we should have by the next week. Remember, this is weekly intervals, so this is a month I'm showing up here. I can change that to like daily or whatever, but this is monthly. And so we're roughly going to be getting about the 16 again for next week. Black Mind understands nothing you cannot help. You help just by being here, my friend. All right, Austria, you don't need to have... I need to... Oh, that's the escape standard. Okay, because yeah, build a space program and all that. We don't need to found it, but you can contribute. You're a full democracy. We don't need government points. Do need a little bit on environment. A little bit on welfare. We winning? We had a great, like, the things that we're setting out to do, we did. We actually beat the other two. I don't know if they kept trying or not, but we control 2 nations, and we have a mildly respectable chance to pick up France. Which is also the lead nation in the EU. That's the other reason why we need to focus on France. We're going to form the EU as a nation, and that'll be our, you know, base of operations for let's run away, which seems fitting. So right now we're making a big play. I've got a coin flip to see if I can get my first place in France, and I'm sending everyone else to kind of support this. Just about everyone else.
Our cause is unjustified.
So there was one chance to get a public campaign mission. They failed. We have another one. We did succeed here. So public support just jumped from 5% to 15%. So I'm going to close this. Oh, our counselor's spotted. Somebody else is working in France. Not encouraging. So basically, if I don't tell them to go to ground, then the other players might decide, and by players they're AI, but the other sides, the other teams, may decide to either, you know, try to capture, try to influence, try to make a double agent, or even outright assassinate my counselor here. So that could be a problem. It could be a problem. However, we have jumped from 46 to 58%, because that was a huge public opinion boost. 10%. I didn't even realize it dropped to 5%. Somebody else must be doing public opinion here, because we were 10%, we dropped to 5, now we jumped to 15. So overall, big gain, but somebody else is working France. Find out any moment.
We've got our people in place.
Oh, that's Austria. We got another point in Austria. Yay. Yay, Austria. Also, just noticed, Egypt getting picked up here. So Egypt is being split 50-50 between 2 other factions. And yeah, have at it, guys. You guys, you have it. Like, it's all you. I will not interfere. Israel also getting split. Looks like the resistance down in Israel here, they were up with us in Switzerland. So the resistance is all over the place. You can be all over the place if you want. In fact, speaking of, the Dominican Republic. Yes, Protectorate is making definitely a play for world domination from the DR. All right. That's you. They might go for just a Western Hemisphere thing. I don't know why you picked DRs in particular to do it, but there they are. Any other developments happening? We know about North Korea. Oh, South Korea. They're starting to pick up South Korea. I have had a game where I actually reunified Korea. That was pretty fun. So the North and South Korea both being owned by the same Humanity First people. Looking for the symbols. India. Oh, Pakistan. Pakistan getting picked up by the initiative. Starting to. And then the Middle East just kind of under control. And then I honestly don't know where a couple of these other factions are at all. Oh, Norway! The Academy's going for Norway! Okay. All right, let's see what happens in France. Actually, I have to click this again. France.
We still lack support.
Critical failure! Ah! We just lost public support. Well, that didn't work out. We're really good at rolling dice, just the wrong direction.
Next mission.
Do I have anyone who is gets minus loyalty when there's a critical failure? Because that's a thing. That is a thing. Where? No, but I think the guy I was considering to pick up, I think he has it, right? Lossiverse. He doesn't have it, but somebody else does. It's out there. There's people who like, Insecure. So Insecure is whenever this scientist rolls a critical failure, but they lose minus loyalty. And then there's other people who are, it's like Perfectionist or something, where anytime anybody gets a critical failure, they lose loyalty. So, yeah, fortunately, that's not going to hit our loyalty numbers, but it is going to hurt just in general the fact that I needed to get that lucky roll. But how many hours does each phase of the game take? I'm not an expert to be able to tell you, because it also, like, your first several tries you're going to go slow. You're going to go slow. You can go very much on fast speed. I would say a full run through is going to be similar to a full run through of any other grand strategies. So if you're familiar at all with Crusader Kings, Europa Universalis, all the Paradox games, right? Hearts of Iron, Stellaris, it's going to be comparable. But ultimately, the decision-making turns. Right now, it's every week. It's going to become every 2 weeks, and at that point, you can really start fast forwarding, right? Because you'll have counselors, you have enough to do, but it's basically you're fast forwarding during those 2 weeks to find out how that one order plays out, and then next 2 weeks, next set of orders. So it can speed up once you kind of have a familiarity of like what technology you want to do and things like that, which I don't yet. But once you have that. And actually, this first phase goes pretty quick. Sadly, because I kind of like this first phase. All right. I forgot to do points with this guy when we picked him up. Monthly income of influence. This is my spy, so I need to make sure that what we do is associating with that. Very hard to kill in nuclear war? Well, that's good to know. Nuclear war, hard to kill. No, I think we're just going to keep adding points to things like investigation. We also have to decide which one was the council that was revealed. We might need to decide to go to ground or not. I think it's early enough that they're not going to be aggressive towards us, so maybe it'll be fine. And I really don't know of which. I just know that early on, I feel like there's more opportunities to use investigation. So let's do... I guess I can do both. Is there any reason to need one of these? Not really, not really. I think we're fine. Just about able to get persuasion on this one. I think she's the one who was discovered, and we were saving up for her to be a billionaire. Because I wasn't too much in need of administration. She's gonna be our administration after that. I don't really know if I really need billionaire, do I? Because by the time we save up 160, we're gonna have a lot more money, aren't we? Still, admin and billionaire together, like, because admin points give each point is a percentage of money that they have themselves. That's why we're at 21.2. Because the richest, the 20, I think one of these is like maybe one. Well, I don't know. We're getting 5% of that. There's your 1.2. I just want to save it. I'm gonna keep saving it. Ask Elon. Yeah. He's busy.
Ready for my mission.
I'm here.
Ready for my mission.
45.
Reporting in.
Did we lose influence again? We did. We lost the 1%.
Ready to go.
Ready for my mission.
Standing by.
12%, 16, like the base
Standing
level.
by for orders.
At 7.
Standing by for orders.
Oh, so you're
Where
still our
to?
best bet for it. I don't know why it dropped to 45 from that 1% difference.
control.
Oh, I know why. Because we don't have 16 to spend. We're 0.4 or less. Alright.
Ready for orders.
Ready to go.
We're just gonna
Making our case.
try.
Orders.
Now I can go and I can have her do like the surveillance thing. Like we could do that. But I feel like we need to be
Where's
all
Jen?
in. Actually, this guy could do it because he can't do anything else. Inspire loyalty. What's our odds? 30% for most of them. They're all 30%. No, I think you're gonna do our surveil. Where was it? Was it Jordan? I think it was Jordan that had it.
Setting a watch. At your service. We'll make our appeal.
Let's go.
Initiating surveillance.
Yep, we detected them. Our surveillance has worked. We have detected what appear to be alien microbes and plants in the Amman region of Jordan. They are thriving and threatening to displace the native biota, which strangely does not seem to be resisting their advances to the degree we would expect. A direct application of force, either via a counselor mission or an army operation, should be able to reduce or even eliminate its spread. We will begin preparations for a research project to better understand the phenomenon. Future notifications of the type will not trigger an alert. Okay. So we've done the surveil. New project available. This is that project I was talking about. This will give me bonus damage to xenoforming, so if I wanted to go and knock that stuff out, we could, but we don't care about this planet. We're leaving, so we'll just continue. Some of our Project X's supporters have shown their enthusiasm for our cause by building and launching rockets, all from their own backyard. Homemade rocketry is only becoming easier with its necessary components. And expertise are made more accessible to the common citizen. Hey. Is that just a flat amount? I guess it was a flat amount. It's not an income. Still,
Our
we have
case
some income.
remains
We have some to spend.
unheard.
Public campaign failure. Now you were the one that had the 67%. Oh, rolled just a little bit too high. That was our better chance person.
We hold no sway
Another
in their
failure.
lives.
All right. But it doesn't matter if you just get the country in the first place. All will be forgiven. Enemy counselor detected. Someone in Paris, yep, is acting there. Figures.
We were unable to establish control.
Failed to control the nation. Also, Portugal is being taken over.
The Surat al-Baqarah teaches that in the creation of heaven and earth, a wise people may find the signs of Allah. Let us heed those words and join together as we take our search into the stars. Director Khalid al-Ashgar from
Okay.
his khutbah at the first conclave of Muslim astrophysicists.
Now, whoever does the most, contributes the most science, gets to pick the next choice. So the servants are picking advanced carbon manipulation. I haven't really talked about research. The top 3 here are global research. Everyone gets to contribute. So you can see our yellow contribution amount is, this meager amount, but at least we're doing something. We're contributing some. Down in the bottom 3, these are ones that are exclusive to us. So this could be, like when we finish a tech, the Skywatch tech, oh, that's not a good example. These, so we are not alone. This will unlock following technologies. So here's that clandestine cells. Like we want that, right? So to unlock that tech, and then we have to research the tech for ourselves down here. The world will unlock this tech, but not everyone will necessarily prioritize the application of it right away. So essentially, if you're thinking about it, like this top portion is research, the bottom portion is development, R&D. Like these are the applications of the research on the top. There's almost nothing, if anything at all, anything that's actually applicable from the top section. It's just this will unlock projects for us to then build or research on our own on the bottom. And so we'll need to get more slots down here eventually. But I do think I want to have this We Are Not Alone thing now that we're looking at that. So I might beef that up a little bit. I'm a little bit sad that we've failed twice, and at least we didn't even get the extra popularity. I don't necessarily regret, like, we need to get the other point in Austria, but I don't regret not going too much others. We might go for Amsterdam, for Netherlands, just to make Rooster happy, you know. But it's not touching France. But we got to be careful. We only have so many control points we can have. We want to be strategic where they go. Problem is, we know somebody else is actively working on France, so we have to keep focusing on it. In fact, it's the Academy. They already beat me to it. Doesn't mean we can't get in there, but they're absolutely going to have an advantage. I don't think they're being serious. There's a open control point in Armenia? As boost? No. No boost here. It's just getting boost from the Russian Federation. Silly talk.
At your service.
Standing by for orders.
I'm here.
Now I can spend the 16. We're going
To
to.
bring this
I
nation
wish I had
to
that
our
point
side.
4. We actually would have gotten it with that one more. We would have gotten the point with that one more. Because the roll was within the like the 8% that we were gaining. We would have gotten it.
Ready to go.
0.4 influence short to be able to spend it.
Initiating recon.
Standing by for orders.
So the other thing I probably should do is spend a little bit of money on these because it's
What's the
important to succeed here.
Making our case.
We believe we can join them as brothers and sisters if we only...
On Overwatch.
So we've met the Academy. I don't think we're going to be friendly with them. I'd like to be, but I don't think it's going to work. Because we're sharing way too much ground. It's assuming I can even share France at all. Advisory team. Okay, we can focus on economic development. So economy priority is increased by 10%. The found space program and boost, that's probably what we're doing. Military or welfare and knowledge. It's going to be the boost because we want out of here.
We're winning their hearts. and
Oh,
minds.
critical success on the public campaign. That is a big deal. All right, continue. Continue, my friend.
The people will come to answer.
Another success. We're at 32% public campaign. We're up to 80% chance to convince them. Don't let me down.
Our supporters are in place.
All right. We have begun the... Oh. Oh, no. Well, we got France, but at the same time, the Academy got another point in France. So sadly, now we can potentially get the last one, but it's a potential. We don't know for sure what'll happen. Okay, I'm probably... I've never done this, but I'm probably going to do the commercial research because that extra 100 for a... for an organization, like I'm spending my money, so I'm not getting the organizations at all, and I feel like I need that extra boost. All right, so we might get it. We're certainly going to keep throwing everything we got at it, and hopefully we can get up to the 16 influence to get the next tier of convincing before this is over. 16.3. Okay, good. We have just enough. And our person here, 22 XP, so we're going to boost up your stats. Because you're still my persuasion person, right? Yes. Anyone else? You're saving. Nobody else. Okay. I'm just going all in
Them
there.
on board.
Where do you need me?
Standing by. Ready for orders.
You can't do persuasion, so why don't you go finish up Austria?
We'll bring this nation to our side.
Reporting in.
Again, I'm not spending money here. I just can't afford it. Now, we don't need to make a new space program. We can actually just do the boost here, so this is good. Let's see. What else do we want to do here? Government doesn't really need points, I don't think. Okay. Let's get that last one. Now, France is not... France is actually a lot easier to get than, say, like the US or China, but it's what we set out to do. Alien ship detected! It's in low Earth orbit already, chat. And there's 2 of them.
The trick is not to look directly at what you are trying to see. Offset your focal point somewhere to the side of where you think you notice the movement. At night, the center of your vision doesn't work as well as during the day. I won't try to explain the science to you. What matters is you'll see whatever is out there before they see you. Colonel Hans Castillo, advising conscripts.
Alright, so we got Skywatch, and then the Resistance went ahead and got the next one in that. And then here is a spaceship. Alien ship right here hanging out. Victor 2, there's a second one as well. And what the deal is that these are both en route. Actually, this one's en route. The other one's in orbit. Low Earth orbit, I think. No, just on its way still. So, yeah, you can see this is the intersect point of Earth and the spaceship. And Victor 2 is over here. Yeah, there we go. So Victor 2 is actually going to make a slingshot around the sun and combine with Earth there. Now, it seems as though, I don't know if it's a technology issue or what, but the alien ships all tend to crash at the start. So we're going to try to take advantage of that. What kind of aliens? We don't know. We don't know. They are a mystery. We're trying to research to find out. Now, so far, every game I've played, they've been hostile. But I like to think that there's the potential that one game they're not hostile. And if you're not careful, like, the hostilities you bring to the table cause them to be hostile. So, like, I like to think that that's a possibility. I don't know if it is or not. But so far, every time, they've always been hostile to me. I've not played that many games.
Mission in progress.
And there was a question about France. So yeah, we gained 1 control point. We now have the legislature of France. However, the Academy owns the trade unions and the mass media. It's a race right now for the executive branch. Whoever owns the executive branch, the spots always get controlled from left to right. Whoever owns the executive branch will be able to decide policy for the country. But essentially what it means is we're getting 1/4 of France's resources. So this leftmost column under the development here, this is their like economic output, you know, here's their money, their science, their boost, which we're really looking for boost right now. That's our chance. We need a lot of boost in order to start getting stuff out into orbit, to get those orbital mines, research, all of those things, in order to beat everyone else to the punch on all that, and then be able to build our spaceship, right? So this is a big deal because unless you want to conquer other people's colonies, then it's first come, first serve. You need to be the first one to get to the best spots. So boost is a big deal. We're getting a 1/4 of their boost, but they're part of the EU, which is also getting a portion of it. So I'm not sure exactly how this is breaking down. I can see the 0.01 versus the 0.4 of EU. I don't know about the rest of it. So anyway, there's the boost. We're gonna try to get another 25% of it, and then we might try to remove the Academy from here. They can find somewhere else, maybe.
The people will come to our side.
Okay, another 7% popularity in France. It'll help out our chance. The other one failed, but that's okay. We got one of the two. Yeah, popularity in France is all for us. So converting these other ones to our side should be somewhat easy too. And I might be doing too much emphasis on public missions and not getting like Germany or something yet, but I'm trying here. I'm trying, guys. Wow. We had an 89% chance and we failed on the control mission. We failed.
We're taking over.
But we got Austria. All right, we got Austria. And there they go. They got the last one in France. So it's on. It's on. We gotta compete with them for this. Yeah, we'll focus on converting Germany now. But France controls the EU, so we need France. And by the way, Johan Carpenter and Tigby McGee, thank you for the follows. Thanks so much, guys. Glad you're here. Hope you're enjoying it. Little sad about France. Glad we got our foot in the door, but that's all we got. So I don't know how aggressive I want to be right at the start.
Where do you need me?
What chance would I have for purge? 4%. Crackdown. Yeah, this is going to start using resources I don't have just yet, so it's really just let's gobble up something else if we can.
Ready for my mission.
Where do you need me?
I would like to be able to save up some influence, so do we dare risk a 30%? Or just go ahead and grab another nation around here while we boost up some public opinion? Okay. How many hours do I have? Not many. Not many in the game. 45? All things considered, and that might be including some AFK time. I don't know a lot about the game. It takes it's a large learning curve.
I'm here.
So the question is, can I afford, if we're not going to be able to pick up France immediately, can I afford to start picking up other countries, since we know we want Germany too? By picking up points around Germany, it would certainly help. 2,500 hours? Yeah, see, I don't have anything compared to that just yet. Now, I do have a lot of hours in 4X and Grand Strategy games, so the genre I'm comfortable in, but the nuance of this, we're still learning. UK and Ireland, so we could try for it. One of the nice things about being adjacent is that countries that are adjacent give you an extra point. Let me just show you. If I go to control Germany, if you look on this corner, do you see down here where it gives the stats here? Counselor 11.8. Part of that is 8 of that is from my stats, which is why we've been increasing that. The popular support of 1.5, but also there's control in larger allies federation. That's the France, and control points in neighbors. So my next biggest contributor is the neighbors that I'm controlling. So that's why we want to keep controlling those. I don't think England counts as a neighbor for any of these. Okay. But also, it's worth noting that we're playing in 2026, and the UK is not part of the EU. And so the EU is ultimately the nation I was intending to try to build, because it's already, it seemed like something that I could potentially do. I don't know if it's great or not, but I can do it, and I wanted to try. So that was kind of the thinking, was like to build up the EU. And then you actually make, like, you convert the countries into, you make a super country of the EU, was the thought. So England's not part of it. Ireland technically is, but I just noticed it's already getting people taking it over. And Netherlands actually has a decent GDP, 56 science. Like, this would be my next target if we went for just another nation that's not Germany. We could also shoot for Italy. In fact, Italy's starting to get taken over by the servants. Ugh. Voicing thoughts? No, go ahead. No, like, I enjoy the conversation about it. Denmark, just looking at the stats here. Like, if we were to gain just another country, I think Netherlands would be the quickest and easiest. Italy would be a bit of a challenge without investing, and I want to invest instead in Germany. And Netherlands would also get me something towards Germany. So I think what I'll do is I might still throw a bunch of 38%. Okay, we'll try it. We're gonna go for Germany anyway.
Putting our people
Because if I can get a public opinion boost on the way,
We'll make our
that 38 will jump to 40 something.
Standing by.
And our other guy, this guy can't do public opinion. He's gonna go to the Netherlands with his 41%. Because clearly that's gonna work.
Running this place in no time.
How do you know France manages the EU? Great question. There is actually a little star here by the EU right there. So, and it's the case in real life. Like, that's where it's based. So France is the lead nation of the federation known as the EU. So they already have a federation. You can do other, like, you can have other federations in the game, but this is one already established. So that's why taking France allows you to really have the most leverage in Europe. Because of that little star right there. Yeah, Videv, exactly. It is really cool that there's so much potential in all the decisions. Every decision you make will have ramifications for decades into the game, right? The countries you pick builds a foundation. And what are you going to do with that country? Are you going to build up the economy of that country? Like, I joke about that we don't care, but we're going to be on this earth for, you know, decades to come. We do need an economy on the earth in order to build our colony ship to get out of here. So, you know, we might be doing that. Or, you know, are you going to build that army? You can actually have nations, like Russia and Ukraine, they're fighting. Like, they're actually fighting right now because it's copying the current world. You know, like... You can have nations fighting each other. Here's the servants. Apparently everyone's just ignoring the servants as they're going to take over Russia and Saudi Arabia. They're going to have all the oil, my friends. News flash, okay. Remember when humanity first owned North Korea? They now own all of South Korea, but they lost North Korea. So the resistance has uprooted in North Korea. Interesting. You can kind of see, like, zones of control starting to happen. Everyone's mostly Argentina, resistance down in Argentina. Not much change here. Yeah, a lot of these are just large land masses, but you know, wow, Saudi Arabia, total control for them. Kazakhstan, you wouldn't think this is anything, but this actually had most of the USSR's launch pads for the space program. So Kazakhstan actually has a space program to begin with, which means you might, at the start of the game, if you want to go Russia, like, you want Kazakhstan to start before you can, like, break into Russia proper. So it's fascinating. You can go anywhere you can, like, start anywhere you want. And you don't know what the other players are going to do either. It's all kind of a cloak and dagger guessing thing. And we can manipulate. We can try to capture, like, we are going to be the academy here. We're not going to be friends. I can tell you that right now. We're not going to be friends. We have too much overlap. So we'll actually end up being, like, right now it's tolerance, but we're going to be at war, functionally at war with the academy, I would think. All right, our attempt for Germany, number 1.
Public opinion remains unmoved.
Okay. No improvement on public opinion just yet.
Public opinion is moving in our
A little bit
direction.
there, 8%. That's not bad. So our odds just jumped to 56%. Remember, it was what, 38? Slightly better than a coin toss. Whoa, Poland!
Gained significant support.
We got Netherlands. 1 point in Netherlands, but 2 points in Poland just flipped.
Significant support.
Whoa! Critical success in Germany. So not only did we get a control point, but we actually got extra public opinion as well. Amazing. I'm not going to hit repeat mission because we might still want to do the 16 cost. So Poland is actually it's a nice one to pick up. Okay, so Poland would have been really nice to kind of solidify my side here, but that's okay. We'll leave it be. That would have been a luxury item to pick up. Yeah, Videv, exactly. They reflect all sorts of things. In fact, it's probably correctly named that, right? Like you can like zoom in where, I don't actually know my geography. Here we are. Yeah, the Bacanur Cosmodrome. There it is. See? It's cool. And it actually has a bunch of launch points that I don't have now. But we were at minus 0.5, and that's because we're spending it on... We started with a space station already, remember? And so we were spending... We've actually, by getting the points that we do have, we're now breaking even. And that's actually a big step. Once we get Germany, don't even. We could take over Poland in 2 weeks. No, no. Oh, yeah, Germany or Netherlands actually is almost done. Yeah, we're gonna found a space program here in Netherlands, even though they're part of the EU already. Like, it's almost done. It starts the game with they're already building one, so we're gonna continue. I'm gonna let that keep ride out. Yeah, you could use armies to get countries, and then you're just adding it to the countries. It's just I haven't done that yet, and so I don't know how. Not really. And it's not going to be one for this faction either. Like, that would be like a humanity first, or, you know, the servants or something. US invading run, that would be something. So we have our first point in Germany, which is almost done with the space program, so we will also let that go. Definitely want more economy, always. Good. I am very happy that we picked up both of those. It's a huge deal, because this gives us a nice center of power.
Reporting in.
Assault alien asset. Well, we know about the alien life forms. I'm not worried about Jordan right now, and I'm not worried. We got other things to do. I think you are going to just try again. It's still a rush. Like, it's still... Everyone's in a race right now to get all this.
Ready for my mission. I will tell our story.
Ready.
I might want to get public campaign over here in Netherlands. Just because we don't have much to begin with. How do we steal an alien ship? I think we're going to have to build our own colony ship. Why does Germany not have more points in building an army? Says Vindatron. Because in 2026 they haven't built much yet, but they actually do have points towards building an army, which I could potentially add that there just to kind of try to finish that off. Like, we could have an army. Like, I could add more. This is percentage of our economy.
I will tell our story.
Ready to go. Putting our people in place.
I might be doing too much focus on like public opinion this early, but I feel like if we get everything we're trying to get, we're going to be out of the control points. Because I'd like to still pick up something like either UK, Spain, like honestly, because Spain's on the other side of France, it would have been nice. Italy's already getting totally taken over. Yeah, right now they don't have much of an army. That's what I was trying to say. I got sidetracked. They are adding more investment in recent years, but that is a new development. That's not something that they've done for the last 50 years. There's been no army there. Well, 50s, wait, yeah, 50s, 30. Cold War. Close to 50, how? Makes me feel old.
We must not only defend human lives from the aliens, we must ensure those lives...
They are not life.
Okay, so we met the other groups. Question is, can you take a country over that's been claimed by another faction? Absolutely. In fact, we will be, because we gotta get France. So, that's where, remember when I picked up my spy?
Mission in progress.
This guy? That's where he comes in. And in fact, I still want to pick up the other guy if he's still available. Was it you? I think it was you. Yeah, because he can do Crackdown and Purge. He's not super strong on it because he doesn't have both Investigation, Espionage, or Command. He doesn't have these three. But I can utilize him for it. It's just we've been spending our influence left and right, so he's just not likely going to happen. It'll probably be we pick up somebody else, and that's okay because I won't have room until we get this tech, and that tech hasn't happened yet. We'll find out when this one is done, the We Are Not Alone. It will potentially unlock... Well, actually, I can research it myself. So we'll be researching that next. But it's going to take me a while. So, but that'll unlock another location, another slot here on my counselor. And then we'll have another guy. And we'll probably, given how close we are with everyone, it's going to be another espionage type. And I've never really focused too much on it, but yes, we absolutely can. It's kind of... You need two guys. You need to do a 1-2 punch, and let me go back to the guys to show you the skills that we're talking about. So, what I can do is the one to take over another control point is this purge. Take a control point from an enemy faction. It uses the espionage stat, and you can spend influence to give it a boost. So that's what that text there means. However, in order to take control from an enemy faction, you can imagine that's hard to do. And so you need to lower the enemy defenses right before you jump in there to purge it. Now you can do this with one guy, have one guy lower the defenses, and then next week on the next thing, which is going to be 2 weeks eventually here, tell it to purge afterwards. But it's best if you have two guys. So the guy number one will do the crackdown mission, which uses the investigation stat. Oh, and I'm doing the wrong thing, haven't I? This guy needs to add to espionage. The other guy needs to have the investigation stat. Well, lesson learned. So anyway, Crackdown will use the investigation stat, and it will lower the defenses of a whole country's control points. So we can make them easier to take out, to remove. So we're going to Crackdown and then Purge. And we're going to, in order to defend that though, we will also need to protect our control point here from the same thing happening here. So if we can establish these two quickly, one of our guys is basically going to be on like permanent duty to make sure that we're defending all of these locations. And I need to check to make sure they can, because I want my scientist doing a science boost, so I don't want him to do the thing. It's not protect target. Defend interest? It's defend interests. Yeah, it's defend interests. And she's the only one who can do it, I think. So when she's not doing persuasion and admin, she'll be doing defend interests. Here we go.
The dreamer in me wants to believe it would bring a golden age of advancement and prosperity for all mankind. But I'm a realist. I know better. Any race advanced enough to find us would be advanced enough to end us, likely without even regarding us. Commander Fiona Ayawade, NATO Symposium on First Contact.
So we've got our new tech. The Academy finished it, so they're researching new rocket engines. As a group that wants to leave, we don't mind that at all. Videv, did you miss that whole explanation? I saw that there was a Twitch ad. So did you miss everything I talked about just now? On the spies and taking over countries? It's okay if so. So anyway, the chemical rockets, we can get reusable rockets. Like, this is all very important stuff. So I think I'm going to keep our 2 investment here. But what we might be doing is we might drop our investments on the other 2. Just to speed these 2 up. Yeah, defend cost influence.
Public sentiment is increasingly
We won't
with us.
mind later. Okay, a little bit of public influence there. Netherlands wasn't as important, but glad we got it.
Moved the needle.
Germany just bumped up as well. That was important.
Mission in progress. We still lack support.
Germany failed. 80% success chance. Failed. Feels like XCOM.
We've got our people in place.
All right, we got 2 out of 3 on Netherlands. And we got our extra 100. It's a repeatable project, so the next time we do it, it's going to cost more. But we're going to go to our research now. And I probably will just go ahead and start adding to this, even though we're not going to finish it. Not yet. We're going to switch over as soon as we can. With the addition to our council, we will switch to that. It'll unlock here momentarily. Okay, but we got more going on with the Netherlands. This is good. We're up to 300 on our science. That's bad.
I'm here.
Standing by for orders.
What was it I was
What's
saying I
the
wanted to do?
What's the up?
It's stabilizing.
What's the op?
Now we could start doing crackdowns and purges and things, but I don't think we're quite there yet.
Standing by.
Acknowledged. Bringing them on board.
Reporting in.
Standing by for orders.
Ready. We must persuade the people.
Ready for orders.
Our spy, we could also use to investigate our own counselors to make sure that they're not like double agents and stuff, because that's a thing too.
Your orders?
Have we been keeping up with other factions in our takeover abilities? I don't know if we're keeping up. We're trying to stay aware of what's going on, but I don't know if we're keeping up.
Where to?
Potentially we could do a crackdown or something over here, but that's going to cost influence that I don't really have a luxury of. Like, I'm basically just waiting on all of the offensive stuff until I can settle in with our maxed out points here. They might be taking over much more. Well, I'm sure they are. You've got the Academy has taken Norway and France. The Protectorate has Ireland, Portugal, and Dominican Republic, as one does. The Academy also is investing over here in, what, Peru? So there's South America play happening. Russia is starting to get conquered, I'm sure, by the servants, or it will be shortly. Yeah, like the players are moving. Pieces are moving. Japan's starting to get taken over. You've got Malaysia. Protectorate's down here in Malaysia as well. All over the place. Australia is getting picked up. Canada has been picked up as well. The Academy just has a ton everywhere. That's why I was kind of hoping to distract them, that they would be distracted and wouldn't pick up the rest of France, but it's too bad. Anyway, I've just been staying focused. So we could start doing things like crackdowns. I don't think we can afford it yet. And I want to get Germany, but and even though we could do things like picking up Czechia, it's not called Czech Republic anymore. I must have not kept up with that. I thought it was Czech Republic. So I could pick it up, but I'm worried that if we get to Germany and the Netherlands, basically, if we start focusing on France, if we start actually converting it, we won't be able to follow through. Like, I need to actually get all of those points as quick as we can. So we need points available to do so with. So, like, I could potentially pick up Denmark or Czech Republic or something. Sweden's actually worth more than those. It is part of the EU now. Finland's starting to get goodness, they're everywhere. I could throw this at Sweden, couldn't I? They're halfway to developing an atomic bomb. Was unaware of that. Don't have any odds up here, do you? 39%. It's crazy talk. Oh, as an ecologically protected region, it will not suffer due to global environmental damage. That's good to hear. Yeah, I don't know. I feel bad that we talked about getting Norway earlier and it didn't happen. They snuck in there under my nose, picked it up. But I feel like if we're gonna have any realistic play at France, I can't use up all my control points. Like we're still looking at 3 more control points in Germany, another one in Netherlands, and you know we're 2/3 of our control points used up, and Germany's gonna be as much as everything else I've already gotten. So I feel like I need to be content with what I got if we're gonna also pick up France. That said, I might be able to do some survey and thing.
On Overwatch. Surveilling target area.
So my understanding of survey not only investigates a particular country, but it also all the adjacent countries as well. And so that Central European spot should be able to let me know what's going on just about everywhere. Okay, there's our cells. So we can research a science lab, and since we already have a base, like we're probably going to. But first, more slots. Take what we can for now and then plot annexation. Well, I mean, I sort of am. It just, I think this is what I can. Like, I think Germany's going to use up the rest of my points. Okay, each cost against cap is 20 points. So we got 60 points with just Germany, and I have 60 points left. So if I get all of Germany, then that's all my points. Do you see that up here where it's the yellow circle and the 177? Or 113 out of 177? And I've got one left for another 12 here with Amsterdam. So, yeah, we're going to be maxed out if I get just what I've got here. So we're going to continue to focus on growing that. But if I get other countries, we can't get France. Right? Like, because we're already maxed. Oh, croissant. Unification. Oh, this is news to me. So unification reduces control point use. Nice. So is that unification? Is that what we're talking about with the countdown when you first get it? Because like I've got 72 days with Belgium. Is that what we're talking about? Very cool. Or is it the unity stat? Which I really don't understand the symbolism here on the unity stat. Like I don't know what's happening with those.
We've moved the needle.
Okay, big jump in Germany, good.
We're taking over.
Okay, got next point in Germany. Nice, we got half of it. Okay, so when by unification, you're saying that when we actually do the federations, it lowers the control points. So the EU stuff will really help with that. Okay.
We're taking over.
All right, we finished the Netherlands. EU is free? Yeah, I think so. That's kind of why I was going with it, because it already exists. It's already in the game. Federation becomes... Okay. There's more to do. How do you make unification? So yeah, Lilywin, if you don't mind explaining, continue to do so. I will show people the tech tree just because we're talking about it, but I don't know where on the tech tree to look. You can do a search function. So you got a tech tree here, and then there's I'll show the basic tech tree, and then there's like a full search thing. So here's remember how we started with the mission to space, we're not alone, those sorts of things, and we've just finished some of these in the Skywatch. And so now these are starting to get unlocked. We're currently working on the advanced chemical rocketry, advanced carbon. You see the percentages, 13, 18%. These are being worked on. 17% on the so these are the 3 that are being worked on. However, this is not the full picture. So we're going to do view the full tree. And now what we're going to see is a lot more. So this is where all of the things that get unlocked, like the projects and whatnot, from those techs. This is your tech tree, people. I wish... Oh, there is a zoom. Okay. Zoom. There you go. Tech tree. There is a search function, and so, for example, we could look for unification. Maybe that'll work. Nope. If I knew which... So European decolonization, European autonomy movement. So these are things that we can do to... these are specific texts that will have effects based on where you're going politically with things, but these are not, like, the ones I'm looking for. Full search maybe I need to do? I don't know. It's somewhere in there. These are just the text, not all the applications and different things. There's a lot. That's all I'm saying. A lot. Italy. He's gone. Italy has fallen.
Ready for my mission.
Acknowledged.
Standing by for orders.
So who's my defender?
Ready.
Thought I had somebody that could do it.
Ready for orders.
Oh yeah, cost influence is a flat amount, so I just don't have the resources yet to do it.
Standing by.
Your orders?
Okay.
I'm here.
You are going to keep doing your thing.
Acknowledged.
I think I'd like to spend less influence nowadays.
Establishing our presence.
What's the op?
Ready to go. Ready for my mission.
Acknowledged.
We'll make our appeal.
Where
I'm
to?
going to investigate Bill. Well, the other guy's really the one to do it, but the other guy's also slightly better at persuasion. So Bill's got my lowest loyalty. I don't know how low you want it to go, but this is... You don't actually know what their loyalties are. And I think it's a cool feature, and I also can add a stat point. I think it's a really cool feature. So it's an apparent loyalty, because you don't know if somebody else has been influencing them and turn them into a double agent. So his apparent loyalty is 9, and that's the lowest of my group. And I'm not comfortable with that. Do agents get a bonus if you own their country of origin? Yes, but only if it says so. So let's see if I have somebody who will say anything about that. Like it's a particular trait for some. So nobody that I currently have. Looks like our one guy that we had been eyeballing has moved on. Not sure what the name is I'm looking for, but some of these will like be specific to their homeland, and so if you find somebody on a particularly useful place, so Family Ties is an example. It's just not a huge one. So this one gets extra persuasion in their home nation and security in their home nation. So the Philippines, but the Philippines isn't necessarily a place that is going to be hinging your whole strategy. So but if you find something that is on a major nation, a 5-star, 5-location country, right? Like these are 4. Russia's a 4. U.S. is a 6. China's a 6. I think India's a 5. Yeah. So on those ones, if you find somebody from those places, then you want to get those. Every bit helps to get them. You'll notice nobody's got any points in those yet. It's very difficult to break in the door of those. Which is why Europe is interesting, because you got powerful countries without such a high hurdle to get into. So we got somebody investigating you, and then convincing and public, and then you are probably just going to inspire somebody else. You have a low chance for it. I don't want to spend influence to improve the chance. I could just start having you advise. So advise lets them use their... Although, no, advise costs influence too, doesn't it? But we're going to want to. So Germany, for example, is giving me 97 of my 400 science. I'm getting 50 some from the Netherlands. 23, 32. But it's going to be Germany that's going to have most of my science, at least for now. And so my scientist guy, at some point here, I can use him to advise So his command, administration, and science attributes are all going to improve the target's research, combat, and financial performance attributes. So it costs 10 influence, but his 10 science is going to mean that we're going to have better output in Germany. So we're going to jump that 100 or 97 to something greater. But I think we just need more influence to begin with. Investigate your agent 3 times to be certain of loyalty. I didn't realize you had to do it 3 times. I thought, because you do it once and it's like a temporary thing. So that's good to know. So we're starting that process, because this is my guy that's the lowest loyalty. I have other people that can inspire him, but like they're busy converting Germany. He can inspire somebody else potentially at a 30% chance. I might just try it anyway. Because like we've already been talking, I don't think... Or we could just try for a control nation, 40% in Germany, and just get it done. For just a couple of influence, that's not bad. Let's see, because I think both of them can potentially convert it this turn. We saw that happen in Poland, after all. Yeah, it's unknown and white is known, but it shows up as white for like a month or two, or a turn or two, if you do the investigate. So, and then it goes back. So I just kind of assumed that you can't know it permanently. Are you saying if I investigate him 3 times, it's permanent? Or the one time that I do, it isn't accurate?
I have new information.
Okay, so we investigated. We've pinpointed their actual loyalty score at 11. Right, so now it's not red, it's white. There's a cooldown on agents with some traits where it goes back to unknown. So, are you saying like it will go unknown again? I thought it would. I just thought this would be like a temporary thing. Like I wanted to know, is it higher or lower than the 9? If it's lower, then I needed to be like, hey, we need to convince this person to stay. So that worked out.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
Oh, good.
We've got our people in place.
Okay, we got our 3rd in Germany. Good.
We still lack.
We did not get the 4th, but that's okay. We actually were really close. So 74 out of 77. We now have the trade unions, the mass media, and the legislature. So we're also getting 145 now instead of the 97 or whatever it was, because we're getting 3/4 of the resources. Organization Marketplace, let's check that out. It's updated. Okay, public campaign. Not everyone can do that, but enough of them have. Like, we're not really worried about that anymore, are we? Monthly income, another influence, and 3 science, some social science. It's a cheap one, but given that I have such little income, I think I might still just continue to save. What else we got here? 27 science, plus some welfare. I do like getting the admin, and this one would actually get me a covert op, which we're going to want some of that. Some money. Like, this is probably, of the 3 I've looked at, that's probably the top one there. Here's a couple of 3 stars. We got the, if you're a criminal, we can get the mafia to work for us, so we can have assassinate options. Assad. Need a government trait. I think we have, yeah, government right there. This guy's government as well. My spy is government. Anyway, this would need 300 influence, which we don't have. But it would be quite profitable, wouldn't it? Oh, and the faction must have a control point in Israel or a counselor from there. So there was a question earlier on, is there an advantage to having like somebody from somewhere? Yes, 100%. Some of the best places are going to be like the US or China, or in this case Israel, where, you know, if you want to have that group, you've got to have somebody from there, connections. So this is off the table unless I were to get somebody from Israel or get a location in Israel. This one, yeah, I would have to, for this, I would have to have either criminal or somebody from Japan. I don't think we have Japan. We got the US, Nigeria, UK, and Spain. So this is not on the table either. This is Thailand. I could potentially get this. Government can't have those traits, and you must have a control point in Germany, which we do. So this would be an influence thing, which we'd have to actually save up influence, but it would let me have +2 on our ops, which that would be a decent jump start. And I think I can skip this for now. Potentially I could pick this up too, but because we're almost there on the cash, like a day, and we'll get the cash for this. Social science research 10%, like it's not bad. It's really not bad. I don't need the money for much else at the moment because I can't get any of these. I still hesitate. This would max out my guy here for a minute.
Where do you need me?
At your service. Putting our people in place.
Your orders? Your orders?
You're the only one that can defend. I think you are. This is the only one that can defend, and it costs influence. We need way more.
At your service.
Inspiring has a chance to turn back agents who are disloyal, or even if you didn't know. Basically, you're gambling your agents. Yeah, we're gambling. Like, I can do some Inspire at this point, because that's about all I can afford to do. But without spending influence on it, it's going to be not that helpful. 14. We know his at 12, and I don't know what's particularly high or not, but I'll still do it.
They're on our side.
Ready to go.
Now we could start doing like Crackdown. 31%. That might be worth it before they get a defense in there, but I won't have the control points to do it either. $12 is average. Okay. The target's over their point cap. We don't want to be over ours. So you're saying if I investigate the same guy again, we'll have more information? I can investigate my other guy here.
Surveilling target.
Ready for my mission.
I don't have much public opinion here. We might focus on just getting like we might do this actually. What if we did that? Get them out of Switzerland? I think public campaigns there's fine. Like I have no popularity here, and that feels bad.
Where do you need me?
Acknowledged.
At your service. Targeting their key people.
Crackdown, because I don't have anywhere else touching the resistance, so I feel like it's okay to kind of make them mad a little bit. You know? It's going to be full-on war with the academy, is what I'm trying to not not start just yet. Investigate other agents. Yeah, that's going to be probably the best way to go forward with them.
I don't think I changed their mind.
Not inspire. It was a 30%.
We're winning their hearts and minds.
Belgium
We've
likes
hit
us a bit
them
more.
where it hurts.
Whoa. All right, critical success on the crackdown. I don't know how that changes. Maybe the duration? It's going to last till the end of June. Hold a crit. Of course, Switzerland's not part
Our
of the
presence is
EU.
growing.
All right, and we finished Germany. Good. Yeah, and actually, I don't even... We're actually over, aren't we? We can't even do anything. Okay, Victor-1 has arrived in orbit. Surveillance. Yeah, we're gonna have to start. I was trying to save up all my other resources and finish up things like Germany, but I agree, we're gonna have to start all that. So these guys are, I believe, about to crash, because they sort of always do. It's gonna take them a minute, though. Here's my space station. Are they about to hit?
We'll be ready for new orders soon.
Wrapping up here.
Alright, so because we are over, it's costing us influence per day. Our bases are more vulnerable for other people's influence. Yeah, I don't mind Lily Wen. Like it's not you're not saying do this then do this. It's like I've got legitimate questions and you're answering them, so I appreciate it. I didn't realize the resistance is here. Oh well, probably not making many friends. Okay, they're still saying, oh, that's the servants. They're still saying they're tolerating us. We haven't actually taken anything from them. We've just messed with them. They can't utilize this place for the moment. Okay, the UFO has crashed in Cambodia. So we want to go and investigate that at some point. Yeah, it's costing us influence per month because we need to expand our command points there, which means basically
Where to?
we need to get that other leader. I could get some levels here.
Where to?
Espionage doesn't count towards it. It's just like command and admin, I think.
Standing by for orders.
Oh, command. Yeah, there's the command. But espionage does not. And persuasion does. So I could potentially increase it, but this guy is not the guy I wanted to do that with, because do some espionage with you. I'm hopeful that when we pick up our next guy, right, the clandestine cells here, we're researching it now. 173. We just got a lot more science. We just got like 25% more science. I can reduce this and beef this up even more. Let's just do that, because once I get another leader, if we can pick a guy who has a lot of admin or command, though I'd prefer the admin, like our tycoon here, who's corrupt. But that would be 10 more points right there. Like, we're only under by what, 7 points? So that'd be 10 points right there. Actually 14 because he's got 4 command. What's your problem here? So, demanding. Yeah, minus loyalty every time any counselor from the faction rolls a critical failure. That one's a really tough one. Family ties. Right, so his homeland, the Philippines, he'll suffer massive loss of loyalty if somebody nukes the Philippines. Don't let that happen. So he brings in 5 monthly income, but he's going to lose it because he's corrupt, so there's -4. Minus welfare. People respect him. Maybe. Minus more money because he spends it on good works. Mostly, he's an administration guy. Now you are both admin and command, so this is actually another 14. I'm not really planning on going the combat route, though. You're criminal, which gives access to organizations not normally accessible. Spends money, demanding again, brings in your own money, harder to attack, harder to attack. Plus 5% spoils priority. I'm not using spoils right now. This other guy, did you bring in anything? No, nobody has. No. You don't really have anything that I don't have much of either, but I would like to have another defend interests, so that's tempting. And then no admin. So all of our options, which we can't, like, they're gonna change, but I would probably be picking one of these two just to get that admin boost.
Standing by.
Do we defend something like Germany? It cost me 20 influence to do it. Huge investment at this point, but losing it would be a massive loss because when you have the crackdown, like we could try to take, by the way, Switzerland, but we're going to lose tons of our influence cost per month as well because we're over the cap. Yeah, they don't get a benefit from it until the 30th of June. So it grants no benefits and is more easily lost to a purge. We don't want to have that happen to our Germany because then we just lose 200 science and, you know, our gold and everything. I don't know how long it would
Securing
last.
Our interests.
I'm here. On Overwatch.
Ready for orders. Where do you need me?
So this is where I could purge. I have a 94% chance to take over Switzerland. If I do, will we survive economically? It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt bad. I'm not convinced it's worth it. Not yet.
Ready for my mission. I'm here. We'll see what they're up to. At your service. We'll see what we can find.
So we're gonna investigate the crashed alien ship in Cambodia. We're gonna keep investigating our own people because I don't have anyone else I can investigate, right? I guess we could go look at whoever this is in Turkey. Sure.
Tracking target.
And then we're defending and we're investigating here. I could probably use my better investigator
Ready for orders.
to do this, but
Your orders.
yeah, I probably should. Does surveil actually get better results with more investigation? I figured it would, but maybe we need to look at the... It's uncontested. It's not part of the investigation stat. Increases the likelihood to detect.
What's the op?
I'm here.
Your orders?
Go.
Ready.
Reducing unrest in a
Protecting
country.
our interests.
So it's protected till July. Reducing unrest. Peaceful. Peaceful. Going down. Peaceful. Good to know in general, but I'm not surprised that Europe here is fairly stable.
Eyes up.
Tracking failed.
Oh, 86, we rolled an 89. Talent development project. All counselors will get +2 admin, +2 science. That is very much what we want, because that would be +8 on the admin side, and of course we like the science as well. So we'll probably pick that up right after this. Little favorite star there. Oh, the servants have conducted a crackdown in Belgium. It's vulnerable to a purge. Well, I'm glad that they didn't, like, we're protecting in Germany. That's the one that matters. But yeah,
We found
it's happening. Okay, we've investigated the UFO there. Small bonus to our xenology going forward. It's been a minute. I need to remember. What's it cost to build? So it would cost the 2. We're at 0.5. It costs the 2 boost. We've got energy already, so it'd either be the life science or the space science. Or we could research more, but you know, just looking. 3% bonus to our investments in the welfare priority module, if modules in interface orbit, which we are. Or the mission control, which would be quite nice. So this might increase. We might do this to increase mission control. Just looking. So I could pick this up. I think I'm not. I'm gonna wait for the things to reroll again. This is not gonna change the game. Yeah, parent loyalty and last known loyalty. See, that's what I figured. And it could change if something happens.
Where to?
I feel like I'm being kind of foolish saving up for the billionaire trait. Especially when we're... Oh, because I don't have Belgium, we just went under. It might actually be a nice thing. So because we lost this one spot in Belgium, we're no longer over our cap. That's nice. Thanks.
Reporting in.
Again, I could take this in Switzerland, but I feel like that's a bad idea right now. I could really annoy these guys, though. Crackdown... Can't crack down on these at all because they've got defense. I'm not going to do defense on the rest of these. I feel like they're all expendable. We just need to make sure Germany stays. But if we knock out France, it'd be only the one control point in France, right? We'd definitely be picking a fight with them, wouldn't we? It's about to drop from the full government.
Applying pressure on their people.
That's
Standing
pressure.
by for orders.
What's the op? Initiating recon.
Standing by.
Ready.
Oh, I can't. Only those two have the persuade, don't they?
Acknowledged.
Where to?
Your orders?
Ready for my mission. I'll speak with them.
Ready to go.
They're getting UK too. They're just everywhere.
Eyes up. Surveilling target area.
I don't think I changed their mind.
Initiating surveillance.
Okay, information science lab. So we have another option. Bonus to our investments in knowledge priority on Earth.
Targets lost.
Crackdown failed. They probably know we tried. Okay, the resistance is purging Switzerland. It said they're all expendable, but not if everything goes. Might do a defense in Netherlands. It's my next highest. But I need to save up influence and things. Like, defense is not cheap.
Standing by.
20.
Where do you need me? Offering support.
That's a
What's
big
the op-
jump in science when he does. So we'll go from the 200 to something.
What's the op?
Standing by for orders.
I will try to sway the public.
Where to?
Standing by. Surveilling target area.
Offering counsel.
Okay, so we've increased the research output by 10%, and the investment points by 3%
Making things safe
for that round.
Setting a watch.
So it jumps up to 217. We went up by 20 points there on the research.
Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
Definitely feel like everyone else has way more control point cap or something because they're just sweeping. Brazil just got gobbled up. New organizations available. Iran's picked up. Okay. This one's already been here before. It does unlock public campaign, which I was just talking about. We don't have everyone from Israel. Somebody from Canada to get this. I think I lost the Germany place. This would be nice. And we can actually afford that in just a little bit. So defend interests, is that the one? Yeah, it is. This would give me, it wouldn't give me ops, but it would give me a little bit of everything else. But mostly I'm looking at the fact that it would give me another research slot. So need to be Egypt. There's some ops. This might be worth it.
I'm here.
At your service.
Reporting in.
Ready for my mission.
Ready for orders.
Reporting in.
Acknowledged.
Ready to go.
Still haven't discovered any other counselors, really.
Eyes on target.
Ready to go. I will try to sway the public.
Standing by for orders. I'll make sure they're on our side.
Ready. I will help them.
Lab?
Offering assistance.
Their loyalty remains
Nobody wants to be
questionable.
inspired.
We've got some intel on our target.
Alien base is detected. Along with their station.
How could one so young,
Oh, it's because we got the Deep System Skywatch.
modern world, begin to understand what
So this is home base for the aliens. Lewison. On the Kuiper Belt? Kuiper Belt. So we've got a orbital station as well as a couple of bases. This is our opponent. This is why we're getting out of town. That's why. We're not going to conquer them. We're just leaving. Ooh, all right. There's extra counselor. That is a big deal. Alien Origin Project. Good. All right, now I know we wanted the talent development. Social science lab. Government priority. We will need this management because we need the control points. Knowledge, that's right. This just gives some money and some influence, I think. Climate lab, environment policy. And then this is an objective thing, but we're going to go for the talent development. Right. Recruiting. What do we got? Our Philippines guy is still here. He's still demanding. They're both demanding. And what's nice about admin is that means that they can have a ton of organizations attached to them. And organizations are a huge part of just everything you can do. So, I'm less worried about command. This other person brings more command to the table, along with a bunch of other abilities, but I don't know how many of them we're really going to use. This guy like doesn't have anything. He just has 2 more points on admin. They're both demanding. The parent loyalty is 10. 4? That's pretty miserable. It would give me other options to like detain a counselor and whatnot, but again, we're not going to invest really in investigation. It's going to just see what we get. But it does give me another defend and protect. So, what do you have? You do have defend. Just way more options here. I don't have the ability to pick either of them up. They're both only costing 30. This guy does bring 7 influence to the table, though. He's corrupt. She's an actual criminal, though. So criminal opens up some options for me on organizations. We want that. I think that we're probably going for it.
The people will come to our side.
500 mark.
Ooh, congrats, Mrs. Druski. She broke 4,500 MMR in Hearthstone. Congrats. Winning game was with Naga. Anyone curious? Points gained over here. Europe just gets gobbled up so fast. How do they afford it? How does the Academy get the entire UK after they've already gotten... They've got Spain, you got Norway. They're not just done there though. They're over here. They've got Peru. You got Turkey.
I'm here.
Your orders? Cracking
I'm
down.
gonna crack down with... Well, I guess I could
Reporting in.
Where
probably
to?
add like a point to that. Try to save the points, but I can... 1
Turning
point.
up the heat.
Standing by for orders.
Where do you need me?
I don't know how important public opinion is after you've already gained. But I feel like it's a secondary way to defend.
Ready to go.
Ready to go. I'll ensure their loyalty.
Where to?
I think we're not going to do the advise. I need to pick up the other character.
Setting a watch. Initiating surveillance.
I couldn't get through to them.
Still can't inspire. I mean, it's 50-50, but we're batting zeros.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
They slipped away from us.
Energy lab. I do want to see what that give. Boost priority. Okay, yeah, that is something we will want probably. So energy lab and the where's the science one, like the space one? Information. Did we research it? No, it's social science. It's government. Knowledge. Environment. I've already researched. There's no way I'll find anything here. Oh well.
We'll be ready for new orders soon.
We'll be ready for new orders soon.
In each of us, embers glow. Through meditation,
Orbital shipbuilding.
prayer, and togetherness.
We will want that. I think I'm gonna just let everyone else do it. New organizations, the new normal. Ah! The initial global upheaval in response to alien arrival has calmed. Yeah, so everything's gonna take 2 weeks now instead of 1. I don't know what that other message was, but it's gone. Oh, we have to get this. It's huge. I'm glad we still have the resources for this. So this is going to give me a monthly income of 2 boost as well as 1 mission control, but the 2 boost is massive. Absolutely massive. Like that we're going to be doing every time we can get boost, we're going to be picking that up. So, yes, we're going to do that. This guy doesn't have much admin, so we're going to not assign it to him because it doesn't directly affect him. And you're not going to be, I mean, you have command, but you're not necessarily going to be doing my spy stuff, which will probably be... It's huge.
Where do you need me? Targeting their
Should be able to get a
center
new,
of power.
like,
Your
because we're
orders?
gonna get a new guy soon is why I'm trying to start looking at doing a crackdown in France, because we might be able to pick up a new spot, even though I'm saving on 2 locations. Actually, no, 1, because this one is no longer there. Whoa, the servants took a place away from the academy up in Belgium. I don't want to share a spot with the servants. That's not good.
Ready.
keep
Making our
having
case.
public
Ready
opinion
for
there.
orders.
Ready for orders.
Servants. They call themselves the servants, Mrs. Druski. She's like, oh, the peasants over there. No, they want to be called the servants. They're the servants of the aliens. She's like, so you don't want to be, you want to associate with the servants, huh? I don't know how long the
Setting a
surveil
watch.
lasts, but we want to find out some over there.
I'm here. On Overwatch. Eyes up.
Basically, I want to be pretending as if the servants aren't the main threat and still focus on the academy. Ooh, yeah, set his favorite. Want that. Enjoying the game? Yeah. Yeah. Just ignorant term for peasant. Cool. They have not come in peace. Images of obvious alien military ships and structures in the far solar system has dashed hopes worldwide for peaceful contact. Many who wish to seek an avenue of cooperation with the aliens are changing their views in light of some of the first hard facts that about their arrival. The road ahead is fraught. So the Academy is going to lose a massive amount of public opinion, which is who we're up against. So this is actually an opportunity for us. Roughly half of the control points belonging to the Academy suffer the crackdown for 12 months. Yes. Now is our chance. So 2 of the ones in France out of the 3 in France. It's great. We're gonna go for it.
Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
We've neutralized their key people.
And then we just crack down the other one. So the Academy just lost so much. I need to pick up my other leader. Are we convinced this is our person? You have less. You've got 11 points that you could add, but you're demanding. Everyone's demanding. No, we don't want this one. So this one has more missions available. Oh, we lost the 10. The 10 admin is not even an option anymore. Okay, well that choice is made then. Pratiti is a criminal, so that should unlock some other things for me as well. But primarily I'm doing it just to have another admin character. So we just jumped up to 196. So be it. Loyalty is going to be a big one that we're going to have to focus on in the short term as well. We need a loyal criminal. Yes. Druski reminded me, as long as it's not like Dr. Smith. We've been watching the Netflix Lost in Space, and it's quite good if you haven't seen it yet. But the actress who plays Dr. Smith is like so good at making you like you can't stand her, and that's exactly what it's supposed to be. Like, she's so good at it. Coolbeers asked if I've made it to space. Yes, I've actually I have a really good run where I was the first to basically get all, like, I was leading the way in all the resource gathering. Like, I'm on multiple places, like 3 or 4 colonies on Mars, multiple asteroids, multiple on the moon, like getting a ton of resources. And I'm at the point in that game where I was about to start building warships and things. I was playing as humanity first, But then I realized I have no idea what I'm doing with warships, and I was going to have to do a lot of research. And so I haven't finished that run. But this run, we're basically playing as Project Exodus just to not have to fight. We're just leaving. Alright, space tugs, we'll want that too, I believe. Yeah, all the toys. Like, I had all the resources imaginable. Okay, we have consolidated our control in Belgium. Now we can set policy mission. Yeah, so policies. I can leave Federation, normalize relations with everybody else. Yep, and then this, do you have the policy option at all to join? No, you don't. We'll have to figure out if there's some way to get the Switzerland to join the EU. First, I need to control the EU, which means we need to get France. Interplanetary Chemical Rockets Project. Favorite that too. Lot to do. Okay, this is actually going to be, so the high thrust probes, they arrive 100% faster. I have to, like, this is top priority out of all my favorites I just set. The reason for it is because in order to colonize something in the first place, you need to send a probe there first. It won't let you colonize unless I'm not understanding things correctly. You need to actually send a probe first, and so because of that, and you have to send it there, then you can send a colony ship, and it's all first come first serve. So you gotta get the probe there first. Yeah, defend interests. I know.
Acknowledged.
Your orders?
I'm here.
99 success rate. Can I pick which zone? Is it always going to be... I can't go straight to the executive, can I? It's like that, yeah. Well, no. Clicking different ones. How do I know which one's which? Zooms out each time. Well, I've got number 3. Is it like bottom to top here? 1, 2, 3. No. What is the organization here? I can pick which one, but I don't know which one I'm getting. We want to go. I can't afford all 3 or even 2 of them. I want just the executive point, I think. Can I click it this way? Okay, yeah, I can click it that way. Good. Okay. We'll go straight to that one.
We're taking power.
Where to? Ready for my mission.
A new guy can also purge. If I wanted to try for 2, I could. I could do it right now. $196. These zones, 16 apiece. I can get 1 without going over. And once we get this back, we're going to be another, what, +8? Yeah, so we'll be sitting at 84. And we already got a big jump. Actually, we're going to get another big jump, aren't we? We're going to get 8 more here with our tech, right? The talent development. Let's do another one, guys. This is our chance.
Terminating the opposition.
Ready for my mission.
What's the op?
At your service.
Your orders?
We're 100% going to work on our loyalty, though.
Standing by. I'll make sure they're on our side.
What's the op?
I don't know if I want to spend ops. I'll just, well, Canada. Who's currently in Canada? Humanity first. I'm gonna guess that's who that is. He's in India. Humanity first again. I'll investigate this one.
Investigating target.
Where do you need me?
I'm gonna try another Inspire on you, because I know you're gonna need multiple. I know it.
I'll speak with them.
Where do you need me?
Ready for orders.
Acknowledged.
I'm here.
Standing by.
I'm just looking to see if these, any of these are available. Okay, it's our big moment, chat. Can we do it? I mean, it's 99% on both, right? Victor 2 has arrived.
Their loyalty remains questionable.
Inspire fails. Of course it does.
I think we had a breakthrough.
Alright, their apparent loyalty increased by 2. Good. We're gonna have to do a bunch of those. Mozambique has the crashed UFO. And? Talent development. Good. So we just got a bunch of points. And we're gonna go straight to the high thrust probes. Yeah. Also, I do have the 2 points. I could expand our base. Or we save it up because we're gonna try to go to the moon here shortly. In fact, it's gonna take to go to the moon. I know we have to do the mission, right? We have to do the science for it. That's right. So the colonize the moon is not been chosen yet. Okay. Okay. So back to the probes. So we got points as well for another persuasion. Or admin. Actually, it's going to be admin, isn't it? That now before I even think of anything else, it's gonna be admin.
Prepping for next mission.
Investigate counselor, humanity first counselor. Okay, we're leaving you alone. You're fine. Well, you just long as you stay on that side of the Poland border.
We are in control now.
Purge. Successful. We just well, I was going to say some reference to current events. I'm going to avoid it. But we have taken over the executive branch of France. We shall avoid the current events. But the executive branch has now been taken over. Did we get the other one too? We do. All right. And we are just right there at the edge. I'm so glad that I've been focused on the admin in order to do this. France has been flipped, chat. France has been flipped. Swarmass, have I played before? Only partially. So I've played farther than this point. I've started colonizing asteroids and Mars and the moon. I've not built a warship. I was right on the cusp of where you would start building warships, and I realized I had no idea what I was doing. So now, this run, we're not even going to try building warships. We're just going to try to get out of Dodge. We're going to try to build a colony ship and escape. That's the plan. But this does put me... Of course, we have to do the 135 delay. But this does put me into control of the EU. It's about as far as you got? All right, yep. That's huge. Like, that just changed the map significantly, I think. Yeah, I might have to build a space navy to defend what you're probably right, but at least you know, on paper, we were avoiding all of that. We were gonna just go straight towards getting out of here. So we still want to focus more on this because this is going to jump another 8 points once Switzerland is no longer cracked down. But this is manageable. This is manageable. Happy. Going to be done here in just a second. All right, we're going to end out this cycle, and that's going to be the end of today's run. Having gained our foothold, our foundation of the EU, just like we hoped to do. All right, we've got our army there. And there's the assignment. So we now control where the army goes. Nice. Just making sure things look good. I think they do. After we build the escape ship, how are we deciding who gets to go? I don't know. But we're definitely telling the population that everyone's going, right? Like they all, or at least everyone has a chance to go. You know, they need hope. They need hope. It's gonna be a really big ship. Alright, chat. It's time. For those who are not familiar with my channel, I work 3 jobs, and so when it comes to family time, I need to be very protective of the time that I have with my family. School has started back up, and so it is time for family time before they have to go to bed and get ready for the next day. So we're gonna be ending here. This is I'm very pleased with this. This is a great start. I've never played in the EU section area here, so picking up the big boys, Russia, or Germany, France, and also the surrounding nations. For those who watch Rooster PB's channel, you can let him know I have taken over the Netherlands in honor of him. I'm sorry we did not get the Norway or Sweden as I had promised we would try, but they just got gobbled up so fast. So we tried though. At least we thought about it. We didn't really try. We thought we had you know, positive emotions in that general direction. But all right. With that though, I'm going to save it. Druski escape. Escape. And we're going to be done there. If you are also brand new to the channel, I want to just say thanks for being here. I have some things that you might be interested in with my Discord channel. I'll share the link here in just a minute. But you're all welcome to join that. I am a pastor, and so one of the things I like to do is to be available to you, whether if you have questions that you have in our faith section in Discord, you can ask them there, or just private message, or even during stream, that's all fine. Or you can reach out for prayer requests. You don't even have to say what it is specifically, what it's about. I just want to be able to pray for you. You can just say, hey, would you mind praying? In addition to that, with our latest New Year's resolution that everybody's doing, I have an opportunity for you there. I have a whole section that has a reading plan for daily Bible reading, to read through the Bible in 1 year chronologically, which if you've already read the Bible through in the past, maybe you haven't done it chronologically. It is such a great thing to do because it makes everything just kind of connect all the dots. It's the light bulbs of it's how we think in Western thinking on that, with thinking instead of categorically, we think chronologically. In fact, I have a whole article about that over on my Patreon channel. Why is the Bible not arranged chronologically? Why is it the way it is by categories? So I'll share a link for my Discord and my Patreon. And since I'm sharing all the links, I'm going to share one more, and that's going to be In case you like to have family-friendly content like my channel is, and you'd like to have more things for you and your family, I have some links there for some products that I use at home, and that is for VidAngel and for Covenant Eyes. And what those things are is VidAngel is a filtering program. It allows you to filter your streaming service, your movies and TVs, so that TV shows and things, so that way you can actually show those shows, but filter out the content you don't want your family to have to be subjected to. And Covenant Eyes will do the same for internet, but in addition to that, it helps provide accountability for internet in general, making the internet family-friendly as well. So I'll share all of those links before I go here, but I'm really glad you guys hung out. I hope you enjoyed our time, and if so, let me know, so that way I'll know that you want to have more time with Terra Invicta, so we can do part 2 to this. All right, I'll share those links, but everyone, good night, and God bless.